last time on the wilds of Valandiir after a dinner with the captain of the Kestral, Captain Edward Book, a mysterious and seemingly nefarious individual who had been charged with shepherding you across the Ocean of Souls on your way to the Morab Islands. After the dinner where you discussed things both past, present, and perhaps future, both with where you're from and what you're doing, and in doing so, he thanked you for your help with your encounter with the pirate Scourge a day or two ago. After he bid you all good night and detached his weird fleshy chair away from his desk, his ship that docks with the back of the Kestral disappeared into the night, and the rest of the room was locked tight and secured, and you all made your way to bed. We pick up with Barynor having gone invisible and snuck back to the doors leading to the captain's quarters. He managed to, in the darkness, pick the lock, slip inside, close the door gently behind him, of which I'm going to make a roll here. Oh, natural 2. Barynor, you hear the distinct click of the inner mechanism as quietly and slowly as you possibly can behind your hand behind you. The door is closed. You spin around and see a dark corridor before you. It's familiar. You guys were just here an hour ago, as it kind of winds around that empty space that leads out to the where the ship would be, or the boat, where the boat would be docked inside this cavity. Let me just get a starting stealth check, as we get a baseline for how you're doing.
Let's see. That would become a 25.
25. All right. Did you do that in roll 20?
I did it on D&D Beyond.
Oh, okay.
I'm restarting my computer, so.
Oh, okay. All right. Whatever. It's fine.
Hello?
Yep.
Hello. Okay.
So, as you stare at this black corridor, you know that there's a turn a bit down, this corridor. There's a winding turn that leads into an empty space. Mm-hmm. And those two adjoining sections of what was the cargo hold, where on one side was a portrait of a handsome half-orc female in sort of an earth tone nautical uniform. And on the other side was, amidst a smattering of barrels and crates and maps, and there's a couple of tapestries you noticed in there too, but there's also a display case with some pretty interesting looking items inside. So we'll start with your stealth of 25. How do you want to proceed down the corridor towards the outside of his door?
I'd like to check the route for traps at all.
Uh-huh. So I would say your passive investigation is enough to see that the corridor itself here, by the way, let's just settle this. It is pitch black in here. And I don't know that do you have like psychic night vision now?
Nope, just regular night vision. No, just regular dark vision, I mean.
Okay. So, yeah, you can see that there are no traps like on the floor. You don't see any little fishing line strings across the floor or across the corridor. And not for nothing, this is the way down here, you imagine it would probably be kind of a pain in the ass to be consistently resetting string traps when people do come in and out of this corridor somewhat on the regular.
Very true. But I'm doing my due diligence here, so
yeah.
Proceed cautiously down the route.
I'm guessing you can kind of see an outline of your own hand if you're invisible. So, as you kind of look in your black and white dark vision color spectrum, you can tell that the little corridor descends gently at a low grade, enough to where you don't need steps, and winds around to this black wood door with a nautiloid in silver emblazoned upon the face of it. There is kind of a French style handle that you all kind of, I mean, this is the same door you were at earlier.
Okay. Is this locked?
Yeah. Yes, this door is locked. The keyhole is rather large. It looks like perhaps a puzzling looking key would fit here, because you can look in and see that it's a kind of a complicated mechanism to keep this door closed.
Okay. Is it trapped at all?
No, you don't see any strings across any of the tumblers. You kind of look inside the mechanism, because like I said, there's a hole about an inch tall and maybe a quarter of an inch wide, where you can kind of shine like a pen light of your dark vision into it. You can see that while there aren't any little vials of liquid dangling or fastened inside the mechanism, no strings, no spring traps or anything like that, but it's a interesting looking lock.
Okay. I will attempt to pick it.
Okay.
You just want to slide a hand for that?
Oh yeah, I want a good one too.
Alright.
Gotta be good. Make it good. This is high stakes stuff.
35.
35. So
No, you pick that lock.
35 is pretty high, and you notice that it's not going to be able to make with just your thieves' tools. Your thieves' tools are far too small. But if you were to take one of your, lesser valued daggers and sort of hold like half of the lock closed, you can kind of get up in there and manipulate these weird cog tumblers. So you sort of jam one of your blades into the mechanism, and you kind of feel your tools slip into place, rotate them until they make what looks like some kind of a straight line. You figure perhaps that's enough to uniformly get them in line. And as you pull your dagger free, the door clicks just in place where those cogs are now fully encased with a sliding sheath, and the door kind of slides open. Okay. And grants you entry into an equally dark chamber.
All right. Is the chamber we had dinner in, or are we still?
Yes. This is his study. The walls are sloped on the edges. The walls are sloped on the edges. The space in the middle where his chair had disappeared, it's like the space has been covered by interlocking boards that sort of cover that hole. The rest of this room is intact. Really, it was just where his chair was that backed out.
Okay.
And I'll just take a perception check from you as adrenaline is pumping and you want to kind of soak it all in.
33.
Okay.
Nat 20, 33.
Nat 20 for a 33. Oh boy. Yeah, you see more than this display case when it comes to treasure, actually. This is not something that you clocked before because the display case was sort of the first thing you noticed, and it's really the only thing you noticed. Which you do spot, by the way. It is in the back left corner of the room. But first things first, you do see what looks like a brilliantly gleaming, now that you've been around your friend Kravish enough in his new armor, a mithril sword. It is a bastard sword, hand and a half. It's about 4.5 feet long from blade tip to blade end at the hilt. It's got a very simple cross guard of gold. It has a white ivory handle and rings of gold that kind of dot down it. And it has a big sapphire jewel on the pommel. It is mounted on a plaque, and that plaque is mounted to the wall. And underneath that, you find what looks like silver canisters, about the diameter of a coin. And you see them arranged. There's maybe 20 of them arranged on this little rack that is actually shackled down with tiny chains to this kind of, it's like a chest with no lid. You know those to be coin canisters. You guys have received one or two of them before. And you also find stacks neatly folded with inside of a wooden kind of, almost like a tall jewelry box with a glass lid on the front. And if you were to swing it open, you would find stacks of some kind of paper currency. It's not something that you use in the Empire, but you do know foreign civilizations do work in trading these kind of oval-shaped notes with various monarchies stamped on them and denominations and such.
Okay.
So you kind of stand there, and you also see like 3 sets of armor on little mannequins on the far side of the right of the room of various make. And you see a rack of books, and the books have silver and gold inlaid on the spines, and you just stand amidst a wealth of treasure and belongings to this captain. The hairs on the back of your neck stand on end as you realize where you are standing and what you are surrounded by and what is accessible to you right now. And you just kind of zone out for a moment as you stare at the bounty all around you.
Yep. I am taking it all in and being like, focus. Yeah, touch only the lamp. Anyways, so display case. So I creep over to the display case.
Yeah, you silently step as quietly as you can. You do hear the hull creak under you as, you know, the boards of this captain's cabin are not made of stone, they're made of wood. Mm-hmm. And with the weird hollow nature of the part of this ship, how the little boat fits in, and when it's gone it leaves a void, it's not a solid floor right now. So you do hear the floor under you creak just for a split second, and you remove your foot and you can just instantly feel sweat drip down your neck as the scope of this room just sort of gets into your head. And Kravish and Maven, as this is happening, Kravish and Maven in your cabin within the
stress.
Just let that stress marinate a bit while we move over this way.
the day's encounters have done enough. This is, not by any stretch the most stressful evening or even dinner that you've encountered before. But it certainly takes the cake for the day to wipe you both out, as far as the elements that have made up the last 48 hours.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm assuming we've gone back into the down the hole and in the mansion now.
Yeah, Maven is, sitting on the edge of the bed, probably brushing out the sea salty air out of her hair. Kervish, it's dealer's pick whether you're reading a book, writing in a book, or tuning your mandolin.
Yeah. No, I'm taking notes about the day. I've been trying to take notes to help compose story and song. Well, that was quite the interesting end to an interesting day. What do you say?
I don't know if that really encapsulates how crazy the past few days have been.
Yeah. Only slightly creepy, too.
Just a little.
That chair. Yeah.
I don't want to talk about it.
Fair enough.
She is supremely uncomfortable with the thought.
Yeah. I don't need to brag too much, but is Iona okay? She's really not looked herself the past few days.
I think she'll be okay. She's just, she's young. She's figuring it out.
Yeah, I don't know. It's like for some reason she and I were able to connect a little bit. Mainly me and my grief over you being gone. It just enabled us to be able to connect to each other.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I worry about the girl.
Yeah.
But hey, she's got you.
Yeah, I do my best. I'm never doing that again, right?
Jumping into a hell dimension? I hope
absolutely. I'm not doing that again. That kind of self-sacrifice seems a little bit over the top and dramatic, but I'm guessing that's kind of been the, the go of it. But, yeah, I can't. I think my plane hopping days are behind me.
I would certainly hope so.
Maven, as you are kind of wandering your vision around, you look out the window and you see a distant, probably like a half mile away, out of a window. You've got kind of a porthole window. Mm-hmm. Just a fiery, meteor zipping around the horizon, making the surface under it glow as it sort of streaks across the sky. In little lazy, curling patterns. Seems like it's following the ship, but at a distance, sometimes dipping way up in the air, hundreds of feet in the air, and then dipping down very close to the surface. Doesn't get too close.
I'll point it out. Do you see that? You know what that is?
Yeah, you know what that is.
Yeah.
Yeah, boy.
He's so cute. He's so small. He's not. He got really big while we were away.
Yeah, he's about the size of a cow now.
He's just so sweet. He's not really.
He was the size of the cow when he left.
Yeah.
He's the size of an adult dragon. Really.
Jesus.
Big boy.
I'm worried about him. Worried it's going to be too cold here for him.
I don't think where we're going, we're going to have issues with cold, and that's what bothers me.
Oh yeah. I have that the fire resist necklace if you need it.
Never know.
You ever think about what we're gonna do after this is all over? After we figure out what all this stuff means.
We've had so many stops and starts like this where we think we get a few moments to calm down and relax, and then all of a sudden it's, we have to go fight another interplanar threat.
I never have to see another plane again. It will be fine. Maybe I've just only been to the crappy ones.
Yeah, I'm sure there are plenty of good ones. I mean, I've read about them.
Yeah, same.
All right. Well, let's see. We have had dinner with Mind Flayer Captain, assisted in birth of little Ooze.
Ooze Jr.
Ooze Jr., yeah.
I like it.
Let's see what else. Kravish almost wrecked ship.
I mean, are you gonna put that in your great tales of the Crown Collectors?
I'll figure out a way. And then there was breakfast.
So it's only fair.
And what?
And then breakfast. And there was breakfast.
And then there's breakfast, which was pretty good.
Well, I'm all for turning into the mansion, getting a nightcap, and reading.
Yeah.
Just trying to take my mind off of things here.
Yeah. I've got some snarls down at the ends there. Can you help me out?
Oh, yeah, sure. And I'll just kind of use my claws just to kind of minutely just kind of dig some of those little tangles out.
Perfect. Thank you. God.
Welcome.
I think I need a new comb.
No, and I'll kiss you on the top of the head.
Nightcap in bed. Sounds like a fabulous plan.
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay.
Hope Barynor enjoys his time under the stars.
Yeah, he was really, situated up there when I was up there last, so.
Yeah, I'm sure he is happy as his coin up there with a pig in the sty.
Yeah.
Yes, the the twinkling stars you imagine that he's staring at now are paled in comparison to the twinkling, glittering treasure that Barynor currently is staring at now. As Barynor, you find yourself back in the cabin of the captain.
That was weird. Did we just pause for stations to identify themselves? Anyways. Okay. So the display case. Is the display case. Is the display case trapped?
All right. I'm going to definitely need a fresh investigation of this device, as you have not really been this close to it before. You saw it while you were eating dinner. You kind of stared at it as much as you could and gleaned what you could off of it, which is fine.
Mother humper.
But now you're upright on it.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I do want to remind myself that I have psychic knack if I happen to fail one of these checks. So
okay.
Just a reminder to myself. And that would add a D8 to my roll, so.
All right.
Let me go with investigation.
Yeah, you're looking at this thing good. Let's see here.
That's a 23.
A 23 is not a failure.
Okay.
Okay, and I believe you can only use that when you do fail, correct?
Yes, only when I fail.
Okay. So you are your adrenaline is pumping, Barynor. You've only rarely been surrounded by such wealth, not just in treasure, But there are things in this room. There are tomes on the desk in front of him that probably has valuable information about a wide variety of imperial or nautical things that are going on. So it's pretty dense in here as far as what you could do with such time and privacy. So your inspection of the display case, which obviously, and you keep finding yourself saying, all right, come on, let's go, is expertly crafted but hurried. And you're kind of allowing the allure of this place to get to you just a little. Mm-hmm. So what you do notice is that there is definitely a trap across the front of not the display case itself, but the pedestal stand that it's on. And with a 23, I'm going to give you that you see that there is not a string laid across anything. There is no pressure plate. There is something casting a very teeny, and you can only see it because of dark vision, casting a strange little beam of light from one edge of this pedestal's kind of cradle that holds this display case to the other, and you can see it that it's tucked away behind some trim on the wood itself, and it's made of it looks like a tiny finger. It's made of flesh. It's emitting a beam of light across the front that leads to the other side of this little stand, and you really wouldn't have noticed unless you were real close to it, and you just caught it. This tiny little beam of light.
Okay.
Yep.
And that is stopping me from approaching the case?
Not physically. Well, I don't know. Do you pass your hand and cross it?
No. Oh, it's an invisible hand, but I wouldn't try that anyways.
It's a barely visible beam of light that goes directly across, like the middle third, the bottom third of the case, like that area. So I would say it's blocking you from getting behind the case.
Okay.
But
from the case's construction, would opening the case pass the panel over that beam of light?
Would it open it?
No.
You mean would it break the beam? If you were to swing it on the hinge, if there were a hinge on the back of the display itself, and you swung it up, I don't know, doing a little mental geographical or geometric math, perhaps it passes through that beam.
Okay.
And being this close, I'll say that you're getting a good look at all, the display case itself and everything around it. You're noticing that the glass looks strange. It has kind of a very, very faint blue-green hue to the glass. It's very, very, very faint, and with dark vision, it's even more difficult to detect. But you had a 33 perception, so, and a natural 20, so you're seeing things for what they are, really.
Yeah. Okay. Does there look like a way for me to disarm this laser light thing?
Being that you're unfamiliar with this technology, it just looks like a fleshy digit emitting a beam of light. That's all you're getting from that. With a 23 investigation, even though that's high, that's all you got.
Okay. Well, I'm going to continue on and just try and work so that I don't pass over that beam.
Okay.
As best I can, anyways.
Okay. I'm going to say that with your 33 perception, which is just about ready to, I'm going to end using that from before. You kind of are able to sort of feel the base of the display case. Again, you're looking for traps, things like that, and you notice that there is something about the base of that display case that you didn't notice by just looking at it before, but it is almost like machined to engineering perfection the way the seams line up. There is a seam in two places, about maybe a foot long, on the base of this case, and you realize that it's a hinged lid. And yeah, there to just a small foot long section of the base of the display case, the wooden base. You see that there's almost like a hinge, and a very small hinge, and two separations where maybe a lid can swing up like a panel.
Okay. Would opening that panel cross the beam?
No,
Okay.
it would not.
Can I?
That's small. That looks small.
Can I finagle? Can I try and open the panel? If it's not
So
trapped?
it doesn't. There's no real way to. It doesn't look like there's any real way to grasp anything. There is a like I said, very slight edge that you can see. It's perfect how it fits together like this. Very hard to see, but with the 33 perception, you saw it. So it's going to require a little finagling out just to get to it. You're not even sure if it's locked yet.
Okay. Do I see any other means of locking the case?
You know what? No. It looks like the whole thing is just kind of a solid piece, and it looks like the glass case. It looks like it either lifts up and away or swings up, like you said. You would guess.
Well, I was thinking there was a panel that would open up, like one of the sides would open up, but so the whole thing would open up like a jewelry box, kind of like the lid of a jewelry box. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's not clear as to how it separates, but in its closed state.
All right, I'm gonna try.
Hence the quality of the case.
Yeah. All right, let me try for this little panel thing.
Okay. Yeah, let's have a separate sleight of hand, and I would like you to choose which weapon or tool or object you would like to sort of finagle this panel open. It'll dictate the DC.
I'm going to use probably the slimmest one I have, which is my stiletto dagger.
Okay. All right. Give me a sleight of hand. The DC is going to be a 22.
All right. Well, that becomes a 30.
Well, a 23 does not fail.
I know, but it just becomes a 33. It becomes a 30 because of reliable talent.
Yes, you kind of slip the tip of your stiletto dagger, a mastercrafted weapon, ends in a fine point, into a very small space, just enough to kind of to swing it up. You realize, oh, it's not stuck, it's not locked. It doesn't hit kind of a mechanism, and it starts to swing up enough where you are able to grab it with your finger and get it. You swing it open, and you find this.
Oh boy, something. Oh joy! Combination lock of some sort.
You find 4 circular holes surrounded by just beautiful gold embroidery. It's kind of stunning. 2 gold buttons, one on either side of this arrangement of holes. And as you do, you hear the scrape of a footstep behind you, and you feel something press on the back of your head, and you hear a voice. Stop right there, thief. Get your hands up. Don't even think about touching your dagger.
I am invisible.
What do you do in this moment? You are still invisible.
Okay.
Do you throw your hands up? Do you dart away? Do you go for a weapon? What does Barynor do? I'm going to give you a couple seconds to think of an answer.
I mean,
in this moment.
I already have the dagger in my hand. I'm spinning around.
You're spinning around? Okay. What you see as you spin around is this. This thing is looking directly at you, by the way, holding an incredibly intimidating blunderbuss-like pistol at your forehead. And I will give you the presence of mind to know, being that you have seen this weapon discharged at this range, that you know it's an auto hit, and it's rolled to see, the roll is forward to see if it natural ones or natural 20s, and that it is incredible amount of damage, and it almost killed your friend.
Yeah.
And they got you dead to rights. Drop the dagger now. What do you do, Barynor?
I lower the dagger to the floor.
Do you drop it or just lower it?
Just lower it. I'm looking like I'm placing it on the floor.
The lizard man follows you as you dip down, and the gun that he is holding, imposing as it is, it starts to shift, as does his hand, until the whole body of this lizard man begins to warp, and you hear a cackling giggle. Should have seen your face, mate. The gun becomes a finger, and the lizard becomes a dark-skinned man, your friend Daunt. Standing behind you, his eyes glowing gold, and with his finger gun pointed right at you, he says, I would have had you, mate. I would have had you dead to rights. Iona, it is close to the midnight hour. You found yourself kind of just settling into your cabin in the magnificent mansion.
Okay, so it's been a rough few days, complicated few days. I am updating my latest letter to my brother. I'm telling him everything that's happened. I'm telling him everything with Dawn. I am critiquing the Wizard's marriage season. I'm writing that I find the library scene somewhat unrealistic, physically. And then I'm probably just going to get ready for bed.
Yeah, it has been a trying couple of days, both emotionally and physically. It's tough to sort of go through the mental recording of the last few days in your head without just realizing that you've done a lot on this ship. A lot of things have just happened. You fought pirates. That's not something that Iona from Deadmarsh would ever think that she would ever do, is fight pirates out to sea. That sounds like something you'd read in a storybook. But you did, and fought well. And you kind of imagine what your brother is doing at this exact moment. You know that he was journeying east back to Deadmarsh. And the idea that someone that you've been traveling with gave you such complex emotional, opportunity and potential and decisions and all of that kind of swirls in your head. So yes, that and the seasickness that you overcame the first day or so before hiding in the mansion, where it thankfully doesn't move like that. It has been a trying couple of days. And as you kind of drift off to sleep, you have a not a vision, but a thought. And you kind of, allow your imagination to paint a picture in your mind. So I'll take a wisdom saving throw.
Okay. The 30.
A dirty 30. That's high. That's high without being perfect, but that's high. Yeah, it's easy for you to sort of organize your thoughts and relay, especially what's been going on with your relationship with Tolona. And in your sort of, I wouldn't say a state of flux, but in your questioning, where you used to be so dutiful and without question, you've been questioning this connection you have. Some things have happened that have somewhat shaken your blind loyalty. And it's in that moment that you feel the sickly sweet of the something that feels festering. You can smell it. You can taste it in the air. You don't see anyone in this room with you. You don't feel the presence of anyone in this room with you. But the ambient, perfume-like odor of poison permeates this room. And it's not enough to sour your stomach. It doesn't feel warm. It feels cold and clammy. But it feels familiar. With a wisdom save of 30, it seems like some sort of peace offering. But not enough to feel like friendly or anything like that.
That is interesting. How present does it feel?
Well, you can make a perception check to see, if this feels real or not.
Okay, 20.
Yeah, dirty 20. Great. It doesn't feel like a physical. It doesn't feel like something is spoiling in the room. Doesn't smell like bad food or moldy bread. It doesn't seem like a body or a small body, like an animal that is rotting. And to you, it definitely seems familiar. It smells like what you were sort of raised in, building a tolerance from an early age, and that is like a bacterial smell, something that you had built a tolerance to. It was the first kind of poison that you worked with as a young one, and it's hard to say where it's emanating from. It's certainly not something you're carrying with you. Just seems familiar.
Alright, so does it seem like there is something in the room? It's not like if I look for it, might there be something I could find?
You're welcome to check, but it doesn't there's no real direction to it. It doesn't get stronger as you kind of, you're laying on your bed, you kind of poke your head around the room, see if it gets stronger in one direction. It doesn't.
Okay, in that case, I'm going to look around and then I'm going to say out loud, why now? Something's changed. So why now?
There is no direct response.
And then I'm going to say out loud again, because I've never really spoken to her like this, but I'm sort of reaching the edge of... I pushed her last time and I'm starting to wonder how far I can push. And maybe this is a bad idea, but I say again aloud. You gave me an order last time and I disobeyed it, but you still gave me power to heal myself. So, why now? Something has changed to make you do this.
Make a persuasion check. As you kind of call, and are you saying this audibly? You said?
Yeah, audibly.
Okay.
Yeah, because Palantir has such great charisma. It's not like they're literally punished for having high charisma. Yeah, 11, which is my charisma score, ironically.
As you sit forward and call into the air, I'm not exactly sure we've ever established the arrangement of these bedrooms within this mansion, how close they would be, but I would say anyone on either end of you would hear you calling into the dark like this. This late at night, it seems irregular, and I'm going to just volunteer that Koza's on the right side of your room, and I'm going to say that he pops his eyes open in this brief moment. The response doesn't come quickly, and you find yourself getting frustrated at the janky communication as you're kind of demanding answers. And that's when you do feel a shadow form in the corner of the room. It forms just on the edge of your peripheral. You snap your head to the left, and there you see just a shadow of a gaunt, short, stringy, long-haired female frame. A silhouette stands there. Your room's not that big, but this character takes up the very far corner of it. Until you see in the corner of the room, with the moonlight that you've projected magically from outside through your window into your room, very briefly kind of sways towards her, and her hair parts, and you just see a green eye, pallid yellow skin, jaundiced almost, and a twisted sneer with yellow broken teeth that forms under the hair. You command of me to know my designs. What does the mortal wish than to know its own fate? I need you to make a wisdom saving throw. Anything less than a dirty 20 will render you kind of not paralyzed, but silent. All right.
Just about making it.
Just about making it. Her words do not strike you enough to cause like a supplicant, like, paralyzation. She's definitely getting a little pissed, you can tell, with your attitude, but it's not enough to strike you quiet. You feel your voice in your chest.
So that's the thing, isn't it? I'm just recognizing a pattern. Worshippers are meant to know their god. You leave me to die by refusing to honor the death ward. I refused an order you gave me, and then there's this sense like a peace offering. Something has changed.
And that sickly sweet smell, you see her kind of begin to sort of not saunter, not sashay, but almost float. No movement of step, rushing towards you until she's about a foot away. It's enough to sort of back you up on your bed by a couple of inches to startle you enough. She reaches up with this green mottled skinned hand with these long, thin, sharp pointy black claws at the ends of her dirty fingers, and she points in your eye and just kind of leers at you. If you don't want the blessing, I'll take it back. And she swipes her hand away, and that smell rushes out of the room, along with like a wind, kind of a breeze. It kind of blows away. And she just kind of slowly turns and says, "This courage you palpate, 'tis new for you. It makes you unruly. Talentar, or not unruly." And she sort of steps a couple of steps away towards the door. And she kind of stops and turns around and looks at you again through that slit in her hair. "Stay away from the boy. You don't need that type of distraction." And she kind of opens the door slowly and does that thing where they kind of inch their way out of the door, but their eyes are always on you, and it's like their eyes the last thing you see before the door shuts. That breeze stops, and you feel alone.
Unruly. Never in my life have I been unruly.
Yeah, with the way you've been rolling, it only takes you a few seconds to sort of kind of table that line of thinking. You didn't get rattled. You didn't get afraid. You didn't get shook. And you've never felt like that when thinking about an angry Talona. You kind of lay back on your bed. You keep an eye on the door. Just out of instinct, keep an eye on if it moves or if anything creaks behind it. And as you kind of watch it, you do feel your eyelids grow heavy until the darkness of night takes over. You know, you are here as well.
Yuno's just kind of ignoring what's going on. He's just flipping through his spell book, just studying, like, don't hear anybody talking crazy, no nothing, just minding my own business here.
Enjoying his little...
Yeah. Yeah,
Your
you
baby
did
ooze.
specifically choose like the last room at the row of dorms in this mansion, and yeah, you're far away from all of this. You're currently flipping through a interesting tome, and you're a smart guy. I'm going to give you that. Yuno knows that we're going into a jungle environment. You're reading about the dangers of jungles. You know what to look out for, just on a base level, so that nothing really jumps out and surprises you, other than maybe spear throwing natives or something. So I'm going to say that while you're sort of 3 paragraphs into the third type of carnivorous berry plant, you do feel a slime sensation over your knuckles as this little, it's technically a tiny creature made of red gelatin that is vaguely, it's kind of Squirtle shaped, minus the shell. And it is currently just kind of like slopping its way around. It looks like it's able to control how fluid or solid its body is. And right now it's feeling a little lazy and it's just sort of slopping around. And some of it gets on the book and it leaves something of a snail-like residue. It's kind of gross.
I'm going to use prestidigitation to kind of like clean the slime off.
I mean, it works, and it kind of looks at you do that, and it kind of looks up at you, So it's going to kind of like take its foot. It's going to lift its foot off of the book. And you notice that at the bottom of its little flat elephant-like padded foot, it gets a little drier. It kind of dries out. It gets a little more like a crystal. You could imagine, if anybody knows what Turkish delight is, where it's like this vaguely pinkish red hue is sort of a sandpapery, grains of sugar exterior. That's kind of what this thing looks like on its foot, and it does the same thing to its other foot. And it just kind of looks up at you, and you see it extend its hand and go to touch something else on your desk. We're going to say that he's going after your spell component pouch.
Yeah, it's going to cast Mage Hand very quickly to move stuff out of its reach.
It kind of chases your Mage Hand now. And as it tries to grab at the spectral humanoid hand, it gets a little frustrated, and you see it kind of, its eyes, sort of these little orange glowing points of light that's like weird. There's no like eyelid, so it's a little bit under the surface of its head. They just kind of focus through that slime up at your Mage Hand, and you see it kind of expel a pseudopod from the back of its throat that turns into sort of a net and tries to grasp it, and it ends up grabbing your spell component pouch with this weird lattice, and it eats it.
And good thing I don't really rely on that all too often.
Do you let it consume it?
No, I'm going to try to get it out of its mouth.
All right, make an animal handling check.
22.
22 is damn good. As it immediately turns around, and on its little stubby gumdrop legs, it's going to just kind of totter away as you kind of grab it. And as you grab it, you realize the rest of its body is not, like a hardened sandstone the way its legs are. And your hand just kind of like, if you were to grab, remember Gak, that slimy toy? And if you were to just kind of grasp a handful of it in midair, it just sort of slurps through your knuckles, and you do feel your brown leather spell component pouch as you yank it from the middle of this thing's little stomach. And it's like stuck in between your fingers. You do get your spell component pouch, and this little thing is, you see those little nuggets of slime start to coalesce and sort of T-1000 style move about the desk and reform at the top of your desk. And it just kind of looks around and gives you a sort of if it was a puppy, it would kind of yap at you. It gives this little "Wow!" as its head briefly forms like a flowered demogorgon sort of splayed out jaw, and then reforms back into this little dome of a head. Are there any spells that you would like to transcribe? I don't know if you've done that in a while. If I do believe you've.
I'm all
you've
pretty
gained,
caught up.
You're all good. Okay.
He's just going to be studying his spell book, trying to figure out what he might need for the jungle.
The jungle? Okay, go ahead and make an Arcana check. As your little familiar is content with himself enough to, he starts just kind of imitating different shapes he sees around the room.
23.
23. So, while you've never been personally in this part of the world, you've never been to the extreme western edge of the Imperial territory, but you obviously know that jungles are hot, they're humid, so your cloak, while magical, is going to prove to be a little cumbersome, so you may want to figure out a way to kind of air condition yourself. Maybe even go so far as to think of ways to have resistance from fire damage. You do know that while flames aren't necessary to take fire damage, it could just be heat. And, you do know, like I said, you're reading about carnivorous plants. You're also reading about local, fauna. What kind of predators are in the area? You do know that that this part of the world is known to have populations of dinosaurs. There are also very large tigers and other kind of predatory cats. There are monkeys that can be cumbersome, that swing from trees and either swipe at you or steal things. And the insects in a jungle are absolutely out of control. Forget just flies. There are mosquitoes the size of a loaf of bread. There are centipedes as long as your arm. It's really quite disgusting when you think about it, especially those who don't like bugs. And it's a lot to take in. Carnivorous plants are probably the coolest thing that you're reading about, in your opinion. It's neat that there are non-sentient creatures that still act predatory. And that's kind of where your mind drifts for the next couple of hours, just soaking in as much knowledge as possible. I'm going to say, Ken, if you want to write this down, that you can have advantage on any nature checks in regards to tropical environments.
Okay.
At least in regards to where you're going. And the knight just sort of...
Unrelated note is also going to look up how to tame a dinosaur.
Okay. So... there are no books in this mansion about dinosaurs, other than like alligators and crocodiles and like reptiles that would exist in a marsh, like a swamp. But you do have, several books that can teach you about, large animals like that. It's good to maybe ploy them with just food. They're not terribly intelligent. Yeah, taming a dinosaur seems daunting.
A daunt to the dinosaur. Got it.
Yeah. Speaking of daunt, we head back below decks to the captain's cabin. Barynor, you stand staring at an incredibly dangerous finger pointing in your direction as Daunt stands just right behind you. And I'm going to say right off the bat, why don't you give me a Arcana check? Because you're right now you're pretty perplexed on what's going on. Why can he see you? You're invisible. You know you're invisible. You're looking at your hands. You can tell you're still invisible.
This is not going to go well. Okay, that's better than I thought. 18?
With an 18, you notice his eyes are glowing more than... In fact, he never has, glowing eyes.
Mm-hmm.
He's got golden yellow eyes, but they don't glow.
Right.
And he's standing there, and you're kind of, slowly getting up, and he's slowly raising his gun to meet with you, and he drops his hand, and he's whispering. Understand, he's not shouting or talking, he's whispering.
I am connecting with him with psychic whispers.
He just kind of giggles to himself. You really should have seen your face, mate. And he just kind of taps his
shit out of me.
Yeah, he kind of taps his temple. He's like, "Devil sight, mate."
Okay, that figures. The
Yeah,
thing
you
I
better hope
can't
nobody
understand
else up there
is
see.
But how'd you get in the room?
And he goes, the same way I helped you with that eighth tumbler of the door lock, mate. and you see him kind of look around the room and twiddle his fingers, and you see what looks like a stack of scrolls on top of a crate just kind of stand up on end, and then he drops his hand and they fall.
Okay.
Comes in handy when you got yourself with a difficult lock to pick. But and he kind of looks back at the door leading in here, and he goes, "Didn't have to help you at all with the door in here, mate. It's pretty good work you do there." And he kind of looks around the room, and he goes, "I'm not trying to cramp your style. Truth is, I've been in a few of these clandestine missions myself, and whatever it is you're up to, I want in, and I got your back."
Well, truth be told, I'm here on the Marquis's request.
Who's the Marquis?
You know who the Marquis is.
Oh yeah, he would know who he is. Yeah, you're right.
Like, what?
Yeah, he would. He would. He didn't leave that soon.
No.
Ah, yes, the Marquis. It's been some time since I crossed paths with him. How is the old chap?
Doing pretty well for himself, thanks to some of our own deeds.
Indeed, I have no doubt. Association with the Crown Collectors. Probably pretty lucrative for a crime syndicate.
Yeah, turning out to be quite profitable for him. But no, he gave me a tip about, and I'll point to the case, that platinum ring in there.
And he's gonna kind of tiptoe towards the case and kind of bend his head down and say, "Ah, just the one? There's 5 in there."
Well, I had a plan for at least one of the others.
So you're only here for, and he kind of like gestures the dagger. The dagger is heavily bejeweled. The pistol is of expert make. You've already seen, what's in here. The weird 5 canisters of little green crystals. That the canisters themselves, now that you're this close to them, are made of gold and glass, and it's just well made. Just everything in this little case looks extremely valuable. No idea yet on what the scrolls are, the parchment that's all rolled up and in there as well, but everything else is pretty apparent how much wealth is in here. And the platinum rings, now that you're close to the chest, they're identical, and they have little, barely perceptible, you'd have to be looking like dead on at it, like an inch from your eye. It looks like it might have like black script written along the outer perimeter of it, their outer edge, but they're all identical, and they don't look particularly valuable. Even if they're platinum, they're probably worth 10 gold a pop. So he just kind of rolls his eyes a little bit. He's going to roll a 19 on his insight and just kind of looking and say, "Wow, you're really here just for that?"
The Marquis's note indicated, first of all, 1 platinum ring. So I had yet to get to that part, figuring out which one he was meaning. But I have an idea for that. And 2, it's to help out the Crown Collectors. I was trying not to be too greedy with our hosts while we're stuck at sea.
And you see him kind of look over the chest and just kind of like, he kind of like sinks a half an inch and just like, "But look at all the rest of it."
Trust me, I know.
He just he gets really close to the point where you're not sure if he can see the little beam of light. He gets real close to the display.
I'm like invisible hand out to like stop him if he comes near the beam.
Okay. He's just kind of like looking at it and he goes, "I mean, that spyglass alone looks like it's worth a small fortune."
that?
And that dagger. You're a dagger man. Wouldn't you love to have that in your collection?
I am a dagger man. I understand this. I am trying to focus on the task the Marquis sent me to do and not get us all killed.
All right. Well,
You have the treasure sweats?
I am literally a boo over here trying to avoid grabbing the giant gem. Okay.
Hey,
well, he just
While Daunt's
your
trying to pass
conscience
you
is
the
not
needle.
there.
Yeah.
And Daunt's trying to pass you the needle.
Yeah.
What would Maven say is not even in your mind right now.
no, not at all.
Nope. Maybe
What's in your mind right now? Yeah. Well, I would say what's in your mind right now, definitely, while talking to Daunt, who is just standing side. You're both looking side by side down at this display case. Is this 4-hole little apparatus at the base that you've uncovered and exposed? He just kind of looks at it and he goes, "This, unfortunately, is the outer edge of my knowledge of lock picking. I've never seen anything like this before."
Do the holes like go further back in, like they're keyholes, or are they display holes?
They look like they do go into the base further in. You're not sure how they disappear into darkness. They're about a half an inch, maybe a little wide, maybe 3/4 of an inch in diameter, and you're not sure how far they go in. It doesn't look like there's any like cogs or keyways or anything immediately in. It's just like a cylindrical hole that goes a couple inches at least.
Okay. Would looking at it in more detail give me any more information, or is that about it pretty much that I can tell?
Well, do you have a way to cast light in a direction that you can use? This is a little beyond what you can do with dark vision. Daunt's gonna suggest, he's like, "Hey, listen, I can produce a flame, but I don't know if you want a light that bright up in here."
I just don't know what other kind of traps and stuff they have, detection or whatnot here.
Well, I'm going to have Daunt look at the lock very intently. He's going to inspect it for traps as well. He got a natural 19, so he's going to kind of look at it and say, "I don't see anything surrounding the frame of this little panel to suggest it's a poison trap or spike that pokes through. Looks pretty solid. If something were to happen, it might be because maybe the lock was interfered with."
Okay. I'm guessing the buttons play some part of it, like a combination or something that they have to be pressed. But there's only 2 of them and 4 holes, so.
You know what? Why don't you roll insight at advantage, as that's a good point, and Daunt says as much, and he's going to kind of contemplate that as well. As you kind of study the mechanics of what, the logic of what those could be and how do they relate to the holes.
That's only a 15.
All right. Yeah, it looks
not very
like...
insightful, Barynor.
I'll say this, that you know that pushing those buttons before interacting with the keyholes is probably a bad idea. That's what you get with a 15.
So the keyholes have to be interacted with before pressing the buttons. Is that what you said?
Well, that's just where the logic of your brain goes, is that pushing those buttons before you do anything else, pushing them first, probably not a great idea.
Looking around the room, do I see anything that matches the diameter of the keyholes or the holes?
I'm going to need a fresh perception. I think the last time you rolled, you got a natural 20, but it's been a few minutes. You and Daunt are kind of hunched in front of this thing, just kind of staring at it.
That's a 29.
A 29. That passes. It gives you a lot, actually. You see a kind of a rack that's on next to a cabinet that looks like it is holding 3 wooden wands of various make, and it's like another display case. They definitely look like they're not something that is used regularly.
Mm-hmm.
There's a little latch on the front of the doors to this glass case, and the latch looks like it's not locked. It looks like it's just literally a little mechanical little hook.
But does it
well, it's too far away to tell. You'd have to go take a look. But just looking at the wands, one of them looks like maybe one of the ends is small enough to fit in one of these holes. But it's not like you see 3 or 4 or 5 identical little shaped objects that are of any kind of make similar to this lock.
Looking at the holes, do any of them look like they are more disturbed than the others? Kind of like a little more worn. No, okay.
No, and as a matter of fact, they all look devoid of dust, but they're made. The innards of the inner chamber of this lock hole it's like brass, so there's no real wear. It's not made of wood where there would be like varnish rubbed off or anything. It's a brass kind of keyhole, but the closer you look at it, you do notice that there is something at the back. You can't see right now because dark vision is not going to give you that much of detail. So create your own light to see the back of it, but you notice that it's not smooth all the way at the back.
Okay.
But with a 29 perception, what you do see, and I'm going to put this together for you in your head, a portrait. It's not hanging on the wall like that of the half-orc woman.
Mm-hmm.
This is shoved in the corner, leaning up against a cabinet, facing away from the middle of the room. And it is a portrait of Edward Book without his mask. And he is standing there, and he's kind of standing behind a flesh chair. It looks slightly different than the one he was sitting in. He's not wearing his captain's gear. He's wearing kind of a long black Dracula-like robe. Not the same one that is wearing, but it's in the same vein. It has kind of a purple webbing all along the front of it that leads up to a crested collar. But it's definitely him. And he also is missing his eye. And you notice that he's got these 4 long purple tentacles that dangle on his face. But on one side of his cheek, you see that there was a 5th, and it's been severed.
Interesting. Do the tentacles look small enough to fit in the holes?
Well, it's not a one-for-one portrait.
Having seen him in person, but not obviously with the mask on.
Actually, maybe. I mean, his tentacles did not end in like wide stubs. They did taper.
Right.
To a kind of unsettling point. You didn't get to see them for very long. At least in person.
Hoping that's not the trick that they got to stick all 4 tentacles into the things.
Are you saying any of this mentally to Daunt? How in the loop is he?
I'm kind of. I'm sure. I'm talking to myself, but I'll include him in it.
He's going to kind of look at the holes and then look at you and go, "I've got an idea."
Okay.
And you see his eyes kind of. He closes his eyes briefly, and a little green glow resonates from under his eyelids, and he opens them, and there's this wafting green and black smoke that kind of emanates from his fingertips, and he goes, "I can only do one of these, but," and he kind of lifts his hand above, and you see this green and black smoke sort of coalesce into a black and green tentacle, and it looks like it's made of like a green skeletal digit finger, but it's covered in like a wafting blackish smoke, so it looks like it kind of has like translucent skin almost. He's like, "I can make one of these." And you see him just sort of rest it in front of one of the holes, and he goes, I don't know a lot about locks, but I don't think that we have to insert them all at the same time. Do you want to see if I can unlock one?"
Maybe. I'm going to drop invisibility
Okay.
and cast guidance on him.
Okay. Let's see. What should he roll? Should he roll sleight of hand? He's got really good dexterity. Yeah, he's going to roll sleight of hand with this, this green skeleton black smoke tentacle that he's conjured.
Mm-hmm.
And you can he instantly, by the way, he starts to flop sweat that he wasn't doing before. It doesn't seem like a nervous sweat. Whatever he's doing is requiring a lot of effort, and he just he's like, "All right, wish me luck, mate." And he's going to insert his tentacle into the keyhole.
Wow. Okay.
Get your minds out of the gutter, folks. This is a grown-up game.
Wow.
Absolutely not. You have lost your mind if you think that I haven't gone there every single moment of this interaction.
You were the one who giggled.
I've been wallowing
shit.
in the gutter
You
for the
giggled
past 5 minutes.
Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? I have been there. I have been there. I've been trying to figure out which tentacle memes to post, okay? Like, come on. You cannot say
Well, that's
4
what he
holes
does.
and you have to find 4 irregularly shaped cylindrical objects to fit inside them. Are you kidding me?
Ew. Well, I got a
did it,
natural
Joe.
20, so
Yeah, you're bringing out like the 13-year-old boy in all of us.
Yes.
Yeah.
100%.
bunch of children. I DM children.
You do. 100%.
Well, children, I got a natural 20.
Nice.
So as he
before to that.
as he slides his slimy digit into the hole,
Wow. Okay.
Okay.
he you notice that he's kind of like looking up and looking left, like he's trying to see how it reacts. He's trying to be very, very slow and very subtle, and you hear a distinct click, and his eyes go wide, and he goes, I think I got it. And he's not moving. He's like, I'm not gonna pull loose from what I'm doing. I'm gonna hold it, but I think I got one unlocked. There's a little slidey bit at the end, and if you are able to grab it and push it aside, you can press it up almost like a tumbler.
Okay. Using my thieves' tools, do I think I could replicate what he was doing to the other 3?
That's going to require some kind of a intelligence check. Based on what he's saying, and what he's describing, you're getting it secondhand. You're trying to envision in your mind's eye. So just give me an intelligence check, but add your proficiency to it, because this is about locks.
Okay. I'm gonna roll an intelligence check and then add the proficiency afterwards. Oh,
Yes.
okay. 23.
All right. Yeah, I mean, it makes sense to you.
Okay.
You would imagine if these holes were made for Edward Book's tentacles, You know that he can't change. I mean, you know enough about mind flayers that their tentacles they're like solid things. They're not like goo where they can change shape. They can undulate and wriggle, but that's it. Right. So whatever this lock is made of, it's probably simple. It's just you need his tentacles to do it. It's a pretty actually genius little mechanism that, you know, if you don't do it right, you imagine it's pretty easy to fail this. But now that you sort of know what to look for, it's going to be a very high DC, but you're pretty sure that you can at least attempt it without, you know, failing miserably.
Okay.
So he's going to kind of hold his position there. He's going to step to the side and give you room. And he's like, I think we've got to figure it out because you might be able to do 2 at once, you know, 1 tool in each hand, but there's 4. And I can only do 1 of these because you can see that he's sort of concentrating and he's holding his wrist with his other hand. So he's sort of spent. We're going to have to figure something out, mate.
With the tools I have at hand, do I think that I could maybe, like, prop one up after I've gotten it, prop it up so that it's in the position so that I can then use that hand again?
You are horribly unfamiliar with these locks. They look like nothing you've ever seen. They're probably highly customized. You have no idea if the back of that tumbler-like device has any pressure that pushes back. You don't know if it's spring-loaded. I'm going to say that it wouldn't occur to you to just kind of know that you could do that. You haven't touched them yet.
Okay. Well, let me try with 1 then.
Okay. We're going to start with a dirty 20 DC.
Okay.
On your sleight of hand.
Gonna guidance myself again.
Okay.
That becomes a 30 plus 32.
32. All right. You're going for one of your more robust picks. It's got a really solid hook at the end. It's made for like jail locks. It's real kind of sturdy and strong. Mm-hmm. You start with that. You pass it down. You don't feel any like resistance, like it's passing over something at the end that could block your tool, but it also feels like you're trying hard not to really touch the sides on your way back there. The hook is enough to fit into a slot. Daunt described the little kind of mechanism inside as leaning straight up and to the left a little. Yours is actually to the right, so it looks like not all of these tumblers are in the same direction, and that kind of surprises you for a moment. But with a 32, you're able to kind of fasten your tool in there, and you try to like let go, and it immediately starts to push it back. So there is resistance on these things. You're not sure that you'll be able to kind of jam it in place. But you now have 2.
Yeah. That wand that I saw earlier, does it look like it's thin enough to go to the back and be able to hold it?
Do you want to open it?
Really?
You're going to need to inspect it closer.
I will go over to the wand case quickly because I don't know how long Don can hold this. And
okay.
Investigate the lock or the latch to make sure it's not trapped in also.
No, we let Barynor pass or fail on his own there, Corey. So it definitely is not locked. It's a little swing latch. And just your rolling perception, you're sweating bullets too. It's going to not be trapped and not be locked. The little doors swing open. There are 5 of these wands And the only one that looks like it tapers small enough is what looks like a kind of a red crystalline material, but it's been honed and hewn somehow, so it forms sort of a perfect taper, and it has sort of a flower at the end of it, where the end of it looks like I don't know, just like a lack of a better word, like a demogorgon head, just at the very, very tip of it. And there's kind of a hollow barrel chamber that kind of goes in the middle, almost like it fires something out of the end of it.
Okay. Can I grab that, assuming that the base isn't trapped or anything like that, and then try and secure the latch?
Okay. Dawn is, I'm going to have him just make a perception check as he's kind of looking around. He's looking through the porthole windows. He's gonna watch your back. He's not gonna notice anybody approaching. And yeah, you're able to grab it. It's the base is not trapped. This seems like a relatively unprotected cabinet. And you now have it's about maybe 8 inches long. This little red crystalline wand in your hand. Yep.
Okay. I'll go back to the hole and try and like manipulate it in so that it can like hold the button, hold the button open.
Okay. I need a second sleight of hand check. This is going to be a 25.
Guidance. 31 on the die. Plus 35.
All right. So you're able to insert that also with minimal effort. It looks like it fits fine, and the splayed out flower face of this wand is able to sort of hook in behind, and you're not exactly sure which direction this tumbler is facing, but the fact that there's like 5 or 6 of these petals on the end of this flower, it grabs it. So I'm going to need either an athletics check from you or a acrobatics check from you, because you're going to have to figure out a way to finagle this thing and jam it so that it doesn't slide out, because when you press in, it presses back out. The inside tumbler is spring-loaded.
That becomes a 20.
All right.
32.
It's unfortunately being pushed out no matter how you arrange it.
Okay.
And Daunt just kind of looks down at your hip and just says, just take a dagger out and kind of plant it into the top of the stand to keep that dagger to keep that wand in place.
That yes. That was my next option.
Yeah.
So I'll take the stiletto dagger and try and do that.
Yeah, the stiletto is a good choice because it's able to sort of stab into, as you insert the wand and just sort of keep it with your hand, you jam the dagger into the wood of the stand and it makes a divot. It definitely makes a divot. But it's able to sort of block the wand from being pushed out. And for the moment, it's not moving. And you hear a distinct little click that resonates with what Daunt heard when his little magic key activated his tumbler. You have the outer 2 tumblers have been activated.
All right, I'll go for the next one.
All right. This is going to be, now that you're able to sort of, with one hand, your left hand, have already figured out how to activate that one. The last one, looks like it's facing to the lower left quadrant of the tumbler chamber. This is going to be a DC 35. As all 4 tumblers are very close.
Okay.
He's going to he's holding concentration. He can't do that. He's going to look at you and he's going to just be like, "Mate, it's do or die here. This is great. Good luck to you. I'm with you."
And I'm going to guidance myself. And roll.
Ooh.
Jesus Christ.
For a 35.
Oh boy.
I got the stress sweats over here. Jesus.
Boy. It's meet it or beat it, and you made it.
Yep.
Yes, your right hand, kind of with like the next size down from that first chunky one. You grab another key pick and very gently, sweat just pouring down your temples at this point.
Mm.
Engage the end of the tumbler facing down. You feel a click, and those two gold buttons that you can see them kind of like shake loose slightly and poke out about a quarter of an inch. And he goes, "Oh, I think you did it, mate." And he, with him and both hands handling one, and you with both hands handling two, and the knife keeping the wand in place, he goes, "Shit! Now what?"
Well, the tentacle. The tentacle isn't attached to you, is it? Like it's not in your hand.
Oh no, he's forming like a pointer finger, and it was wafting out of his finger, and he's holding his wrist with his other hand and concentrating.
Damn it.
And he's like, "Hold on, mate," and he's gonna swing his left leg up on the table, and he's gonna kind of hover his toe of his boot right in front of that button. He goes, I think I can press it, but we should probably press it together, right?"
Yep. I'll try and mimic.
And he's like hopping.
Doing. I'll try and mimic what he's doing. Okay. He's
hopping in place. I'm going to give him an acrobatics check. He's going to get 17. It's just good. It's not great. And let's get one from you.
Yep. Let's do this.
Oh, shit.
29. Don't even need fucking psychic net.
Yeah. All right. And together, you both press the buttons with your toes, your hands occupied with the keyholes. They push in at the same time, and you feel all of the keyholes press out by like an eighth of an inch, and you hear a loud click-clack on both sides of the display case, and you see the whole front face just kind of like momentarily bow out, almost like when you slam a door in the house and there's like an open glass door, it kind of wafts open a little.
Mm-hmm.
It kind of, you notice that the whole front panel is hinged at the top and is meant to slide up and swing up.
Okay.
And he goes, he goes, "Watch that beam of light."
Yep.
But
Yep.
we did it, mate. We did it, mate. And he's gonna withdraw his tentacle and wave that spell away. Slowly, he notices there's no nothing is sprung when he does that. He goes, "I think we're all right. It's okay."
Famous last words. Okay. So, how do we open this thing without breaking the laser, the light thing? He's gonna look at it and say, "I know nothing about this. What the hell is this thing?" He's gonna get real close to it, and now that you've been kind of staring in this area, you can see that it's really weird and gross. But there's an internal sort of source of this tiny beam of light. It looks like a small gland or something, and he just sort of looks at where it's hitting, and he's like, "Well, I've never seen light directed so focused like this before, but if it's looking for the light to hit something over there," and you look and you see that there is what looks like maybe like a small coin-sized bit of flesh, almost like if you scrape your fingertip off and just sort of stick it to a wall. That's kind of what it looks like. "Is there a way we can redirect the beam? And maybe can see the beam of light, but from a different direction?"
What do you think?
I don't have any mirrors or anything.
With your 33 perception, that when you entered the room, I'm going to say that you did see what looked like there was like a little a crate in this place where there were actually like women's goods. There was a small hand mirror, very, very small, with like a small silver handle. There's a hairbrush. There was kind of like a powder case. And all surrounding this very small, tucked away, shoved in the corner, pearlescent whitewood vanity mirror. So you remember that was there. You'd have to search elsewhere for anything else. That's just the first thing that pops in your head.
Yeah, but that's big. That's not going to be able to, because this beam is like the width of the case, correct?
Well, like I said, there was a small little hand mirror on that vanity underneath the big main mirror.
Right, but I don't understand how I'm going to be able to put that anywhere near in front of the beam and still be able to open the case. You know what I mean?
Let me ask you this: what's on your hip?
Daggers.
Yeah, which ones? I'm going to say you definitely got the Mastercraft.
I definitely have the Mastercrafted one, and I put all that stuff back away, including the wand.
Okay,
you can hate me later. I have Luna's Fang and the Wretched Shard on my hip.
Okay. The Mastercrafted dagger does have a polished blade.
Mm-hmm.
Using it to deflect light would increase the DC because it's not a mirror. It's not made for that, so you'd have to really get it right. But Daunt is going to walk over. He's going to grab the little hand mirror. He's going to kind of hold it above where the laser, for lack of a better word, shines. And he's going to say, it looks like all we'd have to do is redirect it twice to get this right. Based on where it is and where it needs to go.
All right, let's try it.
All right. Daunt is going to look through the mirror he's going to kind of look where it needs to go through the mirror, because he's going to make it clear it seems like we only got one shot of this and it needs to be like instant right away.
Right.
You guys don't know if there's a delay or you don't have the luxury of knowing that.
Mm.
So, let's see here. This is going to take an intelligence check. It's obviously going to be an advantage. And I'm going to say that you don't get proficiency with this because you're not proficient in using a mirror to deflect light. Like, that's not exactly your area of expertise.
21.
With Daunt's help, you set up the mirror, and at the other end, you set up the dagger. He looks through the mirror, he looks at the dagger, and he sees if he can see that little nugget of flesh through the dagger, through the mirror. He looks at you. His expression goes from worried to the crack of a smile, confident. I think we got it, mate.
All right, let's
do it. Ready? Yep. On your call.
3, 2, 1, go.
He descends the mirror, you descend the dagger, you see that beam reflect bing bong from the dagger, and the dagger, unfortunately, Barynor, it staggers and spreads that light source just an eighth of an inch wider than it was. It hits that flesh thumb on the other side, and you see the light flicker briefly. And then it continues. Psst, psst. He says, I think that's it. and he's going to rest the mirror on the edge of the box, right where it is. He's going to kind of like tip the handle down and lean it right where it's at. It doesn't move the light too much, and he kind of like slowly backs both hands away. He's like, I got it. You stick the dagger in the side of the stand where you're at. I think we're all right.
Okay, we'll do that.
And with your dagger once again making holes in this stand, you plant it in place. It keeps the beam shakily pointing at the little receiver bit.
Okay.
He kind of holds his hands up a little bit, like kind of backing away slowly. He's like, I think we got it, mate.
All right, let's hurry in case we don't. All right, so now can we open the case, checking for any further traps as we go?
Yes, yes. Give me a fresh investigation. Whew. I'm still reeling. Oh no! Oh, of course, it had to happen. It had to happen once.
Well, it becomes a 22 though, so
yeah, but it's a critical failure.
I know.
It's a critical failure. Unfortunately, in all fairness, you have to respect the failure.
I get it. I get it.
You are confident that this door hinge is not trapped, though. Like, really confident.
Okay. All right, I'm going to open it. Oh, okay, before I open it, I'm going to cast Detect Magic.
Okay, this... I'm going to say everything except the gun and several of the parchment scrolls. Everything else glows in varying degrees of magical essence. The rings themselves have the least amount, but they have a faint glow. Actually, it's a weird aura you pick up off the rings. They don't give off a school of magic per se. And, yeah, I'm going to say your limited experience with Detect Magic tells you you're not exactly sure, like, how magical they are. It's a weird signature. Everything else, though, the dagger, the spyglass, the crystals, they glow like nuclear radiation. And several of the rolled parchment also giving off faint glows. And he's like, go for it, mate.
Okay. The paper said 1 platinum ring. It didn't even mention multiple platinum rings. It said a platinum ring. I went over it several times.
Mm-hmm.
So
I'm going to say all 5 of them give off an identical signature. And now that you're kind of a little closer with the lid open, you're able to look at them better. They are completely identical. You can't read the language that's written on the edge of it, but it's not a language that you recognize, but it looks like it's the same on all of them.
Okay, so the glyphs are identical.
I mean, it's definitely written in the same language. Like I said, you'd have to spin them around. You don't see the same script around each one, but it looks like the same language, and you see a bunch of segments of characters. It's so alien that you're not sure where one character begins and another ends.
Of course, the Marquis didn't give me that much information on which ring to grab.
Go ahead and roll an insight check.
All right, I'm not.
I'm going to say you can roll that at advantage. Daunt is going to also try to discern if there's differences between these 5 rings.
21.
21 on your insight. So, in your experience with both the Marquis and with Zhen particularly, because he's usually your kind of message man,
right?
He's the one who hands the jobs down to you directly.
Yeah.
It's never common for Zhen to be really vague. It's mostly kind of what you see is what you get in the message. He wants you to succeed, so he's going to give you the orders. He said, to grab a platinum ring with black script. If it was meant to be a particular one, even if it's like third from the left, he probably would have said that. It sounds like they just want one of them.
Okay. I'm going to grab 2.
Okay.
Let's say the 2 on the far left.
He's going to kind of look at you and be like, everything all right, mate? You're not sure which one you want?
I'll explain to him, like, again, I was expecting 1 ring, or maybe, like, one of them to be platinum and the other 4 to be, like, silver. Wasn't expecting all 5 to be platinum. So,
right.
Marquis being the Marquis, he gave me only what I needed to know.
And you're going to take 2?
I'm going to take 2 because I have a plan.
You have a plan. You just need more money.
No. So, all right. So
sorry, that was an RDR2 reference.
So I'll grab the 2, and then all right, so how do we put this stuff back together?
He's going to kind of look at you and say, you just, hold on, mate. I don't have as much experience in thieving like you do, but I do know that we're not really close to shore yet. It's not like we're getting off this boat tonight. We're doing it tomorrow. And I don't know. I think he'd probably notice if 2 of his rings are missing. Might cause a panic. Maybe we should, I don't know, put something in their place?
Do you happen to have 2 rings that look like platinum rings?
And he kind of look down at his fingers, and he wears 3 rings. 2 are gold. 1 is like a rose gold that has a kind of a Casio little porcelain bust in it. The other 2 that he's got, they're gold rings. 1 has an emerald on it, and the other one's just a gold band. And he goes, well, they're not platinum. But I did figure out how to do something recently.
Okay.
Where I can kind of disguise things to look like other things. It doesn't last forever, but it might be enough. What do you think?
My plan was a shift the blame kind of play. So, but if we can go away with being without noticed at all, that'd be even better. So.
Well, when you say shift the blame, you weren't thinking of pinning this all on me, were you?
No, I have a particular deckhand in mind.
A particular deckhand in mind.
That guy.
Aha. Is someone that I know?
One of the crew.
Ah, did you tangle with one of them?
He put me in a tangle earlier, so.
Right. Well, we'll keep that in our back pocket.
Yep. Or in his.
All right.
Are your rings expendable?
Well, I'll tell you what. You give me 100 gold out of your next score, we'll call it even.
I'll give you 100 gold right now. All right.
And Don is going to remove the 2 rings from his fingers that are like the one with the Casio. It looks like he's not even going for that one.
Sure.
But the other 2, he slips off his left finger and he takes them. And just like before, he closes his eyes, and you see that green-black smoke start to swirl, and he starts to wince. And his eyes close tighter. And it actually looks like something is causing him pain. He winces again, holding the rings. You see black smoke and green energy sort of swirl in between his fingers around the rings. And he just stands there, and you hear him whisper, "Please. Please." And it's enough to bring him to his knees. He looks like he's going to fall over, Barynor.
reach out to steady him.
Okay. You grasp him by the shoulder, and you feel this weird, searing heat on your fingertips, as if Daunt is now red hot. You take 3 points of fire damage.
Okay.
And as you steady him, he breathes in, his eyes flash open, they are glowing green, and you see emanate from his eyes green smoke that wafts upwards and forms a humanoid skull with long, sharp teeth floating above his head. He closes his eyes briefly, and the image flickers as he does so, until the skull kind of wordlessly and silently shouts into the air and descends back down into Daunt's eyes. His mouth glows with green light as well. As he closes both his eyes and his mouth, the light is extinguished. The smoke dissipates. And there in his hands, what were golden, bejeweled rings are now identical platinum bands with, I'm going to say, vaguely similar script. It just looks like little black squiggles. When you're looking at it close up, it's not the same, but it's very close. Did it work? He's just got a flop sweat going right now. Yeah.
It worked, mate. It worked. Are you okay?
He's going to cough a little, and you see a little bit of blood trickle from his lip. I think I'm all right. That one was hard. That was difficult. And he's going to just kind of go, and his eyes, as he kind of opens his eyes, that 1,000-yard stare, he's going to open his eyes wide and say, and done too soon. Look, mate. And as you turn and look out the port window, you see the mast of a small ship slowly approaching close to where it docks. You hear a unlatching of those large boards as this room slowly begins to split apart. And that is where we're going to take our break.
Okay.
Well, shit. Woohoo! Fairy godmother, and get the fuck out of there.
Oh my god.
Gotta go!
Oh,
What did one shepherd
was-
say to the other shepherd? Let's get the flock out of here.
Bogey, that was awesome. You did it.
Well,
We did it, bro.
No. Escaping is part of the night.
Yeah, let's not count our
Can
chicken.
Steph and I just say what we were thinking the whole time?
Sure, let him out.
Why didn't you just let Daunt morph into the captain?
You've seen him. He knows what he looks like. You can turn into him, and then he can just use the tentacles.
I'm not sure Barynor knew that Daunt could do that.
Well, Daunt knew Daunt
I
could
mean-
do that.
I don't know if the facial features of a changeling has the same qualities. It's like part illusion and part shape-shifting. I'm going to say, based that he didn't try it, he didn't know if he could either.
Yeah, like hindsight being 2020.
Yeah, sure. The retrospectoscope never fails, but still.
Yeah,
Like,
Dawn also did make this a 5-second challenge.
Instead, got you guys doing a plate spinning act.
Oh, that was so good. That was awesome. Good job, dude. You did it.
Gosh.
Like I said,
You did it. You earned it.
I'm trying to show the crown collectors how to do a heist properly.
Yeah.
None of them are there.
and
They
turns
don't
out-
know
yeah, I
what's
know.
going on.
Like, Dawn's the only one here to witness it, and Dawn was there for the original heist, I believe.
Fair enough.
Yeah, he watched that shit show.
Yeah.
Kavish told
Didn't he turn
David
into like
about
some
the
blue
heist.
person?
Yeah, he turned into kind of an old man with blue skin, and it didn't really help or do much.
No. I think he rolled very poorly on a deception check or something.
Yeah. It got you guys in deep water with the Empire, but you got out of it. And you're right back where you started, ripping off the Empire.
Fuck those guys.
I'm just hoping whatever the Marquis has in store for us is worth it. So that's
Or fucking real.
yeah.
Yeah, no doubt.
Actually, open.
All right, folks, it's 4:06. Let's call that 4:05, and we will meet back here after a short break at 4:20 Eastern Standard Time, and find out where this ends. God, and what the rest of this day or journey holds for you all. So, see you in a little bit.
Gotta pop off. I'll see you guys in 2 weeks.
All right.
All right, Bro.
Bye.
Adios.
Yep, see ya. And Noah will probably be joining sometime after we get back. He's swung after work. He's swung by to grab his girlfriend, so he's gonna be along shortly. So we'll see you guys at 4:20, though. All right.
All right.
Sounds good.
Hello, folks.
Hello, hello.
Barynor, we got you because we're gonna. Hi, Ellie. We're gonna start right away.
All right. Steph will be a bit anyway. So.
Okay. As Daunt comes out of his weird green skeleton trance, he spots a fast approaching mast of a ship that it's feet away. He just kind of looks at you, and he looks at the display case, and he grabs the two rings that he made and stuffs them in place and does his best. He's gonna have to roll. I'm gonna have him roll acrobatics, see if he can place them without knocking everything else over. That's pretty good. That's a natural 17.
Okay.
He's gonna put them in place as you kind of give one last look. You look down at your booty. You are stealing from a ship. This is pirate booty.
They're in my pocket already. We're putting the case back together. Like we are
hauling ass.
We're hauling ass.
Yeah, I need a sleight of hand to put everything back the way it was as you kind of tiptoe out of the room to make sure that everything is as it was when you got here. You have disturbed a number of things. Oh dear.
Well, that becomes a 30. And if that's not high enough, I can psychic nap that.
It's pretty high. A 30 is pretty high. So,
reliable talent.
Yeah, reliable talent gets you through it. As the two of you hunched over, you can see the slats in the wall starting to unlock. It looks like whoever is below you in this boat is like pushing up with poles to kind of push things away. And, you imagine this thing fits together a certain way. So as you hear this noise and knocking, your fingers let loose of the lid, close it, you pull your little mirrors and tools away, the laser fires instantly where it's supposed to be, thankfully. You back out as the room begins to split. The door is behind you. Dawn is the first out of it.
I'm going invisible.
And okay, you're gonna burn an invisibility?
Oh yeah.
Okay, you are invisible. Daunt kind of looks around. You see his eyes glow again. It looks like he's looking at you again, probably to keep an eye on you where you're at. As you back out of the corridor, you are in the corridor.
Okay.
The door closes silently behind you.
Okay. Going up the corridor. Back to the
All right.
main.
Yeah, I need a very healthy stealth check. You may make it an advantage as the both of you are in shadow. He is going to cast darkness in this corridor. I understand that. So you get advantage on stealth checks.
That becomes a math here. 25.
a 25 while invisible. You and Daunt both crawl through magical darkness as he has just cast it. The sphere of darkness, which unfortunately you can't see through, it is magic.
Yeah.
But to be invisible inside of a ball of darkness just feels like, do you even exist at that point?
Yeah. I can't see. I don't know how what it is to be invisible. Like you said, like maybe you see an outline of yourself, from your perspective. But like knowing my hand is where my hand is, but not able to see it at all. Kind of.
I'm going to say that you are unfortunately unable to see if any of the corridor is trapped that perhaps you didn't catch before, or that you were careful and hunching a certain way. You're unable to tell, unfortunately. It's pitch black. You can tell Daunt kind of did this as like a panic move, but he's going to feel his way forward until right at the French doors. Is the perimeter of the darkness. So just your nose and eyes poke out, invisibly of course, but poke out to where all of a sudden, boom, you can see again.
Okay. Let's undo the door here.
All right. Just give me a perception check, as it is quite dark out, but there is activity on the ship.
Okay. Just take the first number, which would become a 23.
23. As I said, it is nighttime still. There is a little more foot traffic activity. Fortunately, the doors remain unguarded. But it looks like if you're going to make your move, you better make it quick, because perhaps the captain's ship is arriving, or attracted people to jump into action to, ready the ship for that.
Yep.
So I'm going to have Daunt also do a stealth check on him grabbing his door. Not awesome. He got a 13 on his stealth. So I'm going to say that you get the French doors open. You slip through them. You are invisible.
Dog's not.
When you come out of that invisibility, you notice that Daunt does not look like Daunt.
I would still be invisible.
No, I'm saying that once you guys come out of that darkness...
Oh, the darkness. Okay, got it.
You notice that Daunt, all you saw was the same kind of frame of a human body in front of you as you passed into that darkness, because it's dark, and even with dark vision, it's hard to see.
Yeah.
You arise out of that darkness and notice that now that you're emerging from the doors, he doesn't look like him anymore. He looks like a blue-skinned, almost aquatic humanoid, and he's wearing a white tricorn hat and blue and white striped clothes, very tattered. He's barefoot, and he just kind of looks at you and he says, "Don't worry, I got you, mate." And he's going to stand up straight, and you're going to see him shout at somebody about 4 or 5 feet away. He's going to go, "Look over there," and he's going to point off the edge of the ship, and with his other hand, he's going to kind of wave you away.
Okay.
And as everyone looks, they're gonna shout at each other. He's gonna be like, "I thought I saw something," and you are free to disperse.
Okay. I will head out on the deck. Do I see the deckhand who threw the bundle of ropes at me?
Let's get a fresh perception.
Sure. There we go. 27.
You do not see the large. I think he was like a bear.
I don't remember, to be honest.
He was either a bear or he was a shark or something like that. You don't see that guy.
Okay. Then I'm going to proceed below decks.
Okay.
Mentally communicating to Daunt. "Thank you, mate. I'll see you in the mansion."
You hear under his breath,
Well,
that was awesome, mate. But I know it's in your head, but he doesn't really understand that.
Sure.
And so his whisper to you is under his breath. He's like, "That was awesome, friend. I can't wait to see our booty when we're below decks."
Was indeed. All right.
And he's going to give you one last "arr."
Arr. All right. And I will go toward... we've spent enough time on the ship that I would know where, like, the crew hammocks are and stuff like that, right?
Yeah, it's on the same like level as where your cabins are. It's just a little further forward of the ship.
Okay. Then I'm going to go there and see if there's anybody still in there, in their hammocks or whatnot. And
let's see.
Look for that same deckhand.
Okay.
All
right.
I'm going to find that motherfucker.
Yep.
With that perception check that you had, I'll say that it takes you a good 5 minutes of kind of tiptoeing around, trying not to, because there are people that are like jumping off from their rack and looks like they're kind of strapping on suspenders and stuff. So you're kind of like avoiding eyes, and eventually you do find a very burly deckhand that you recognize as the guy that threw the rope at you, that you and Koza kind of worked your way to kind of get out of that situation. You see him, he's snoring, swinging from his hammock. It's about two levels up. There's somebody beneath him. And it's a particularly quiet part of the ship. It's the middle of the night.
Okay. Do I see like his clothes nearby? Something?
Yeah, sure. There's something hanging on like a dangling gaffy hook. And it looks like his blue pants and striped shirt.
Okay. I'm still invisible, by the way.
Okay.
I'm going to take one of the rings and put it in his pocket, put it in his pants pocket.
Okay. All right. That's easy to do. Nobody sees you do that. And you are left with just one of those rings, as the other one is now in his pants.
Yep. And then I will head to the mansion.
Okay. You find your room rather quickly. There's a little skip in your step as you enter the portal. You feel the singular ring in your pocket burning a hole in it, where now you know where its brother is.
First, I'm going to stop by my cat. What? This was after dinner, right?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. So I'm going to stop by my cabin first and kind of take off the formal wear that I was wearing.
Uh-huh.
And just kind of put on some like loose-fitting, I don't know, traveling clothes or something like that. Something I would have. And then proceed to go to the mansion. Go to the mansion with the clothes folded in my arms.
Okay, yeah. You're suddenly realizing just how exhausted you are. The adrenaline is leaching from your muscles, and you're able to finally catch your breath, and you just kind of feel all at once that with an exhale as your cabin door closes, like, holy crap, I did it. It's done. You got away with it. You're pretty sure you're listening, before you entered the mansion, you were listening to the deck above you. You didn't hear a scrambling or angry sounds or people shouting orders any more than normal. I mean, it's late at night and the crew seem to be wanting to be quiet. And you kind of sit there and you look down at your hand and you hold the ring, and it's a good feeling, Barynor.
Yep.
You did it.
I'm going to go into the mansion and go first to... Yuno has the bag of holding, correct?
He does. You're going to notice his door is closed, his door is locked.
What time? Do I know what time it is?
No, but you know that it was at least like 11 o'clock near midnight when you tried this out and finally got in there. And it's been about maybe 45 minutes or more. You guys were in there a little while, kind of working stuff out and talking about shit.
Okay.
So it's after midnight for sure.
Okay. And the mansion is freshly up, correct? To Iona, I believe.
It's been put up in the afternoon, so it'll last until the next afternoon.
Okay. Alright. I'll go to my room then and place my clothes in there, because Yuno's not awake yet.
Okay.
And, while I was in my cabin, I grabbed Luna and Fenrir and headed here.
Luna and Fenrir. Fenrir looks sluggish. He looks like he was asleep. And he's rustled awake by his mother, who is fully awake.
Mm-hmm.
And as soon as you enter the cabin, you can see she's on all 4 feet and her tail is wagging, although her face is still and looking a little stern.
Hey, hopefully this is worth it, okay? I know. I don't usually do this. You know I don't usually do this. I was careful, and I took precautions. I'm gonna get the side eye
Are
from
we talking about the same thing here?
yes. You weren't there. You weren't there,
comments
metagaming
from the meta gallery.
metagaming pigeon.
Luna, as you kind of kick your boots off explaining this to her, she kind of looks at you and goes to turn, like Fenrir just flopped on the floor. He just immediately went to sleep.
Yeah.
But Luna kind of rounds around Fenrir like she's about to curl up around him and surround him and go to sleep herself. But she gives you another motherly look, like her eyes. If she had glasses, she'd be looking at you over them.
I know.
And audibly, Barynor, Luna looks at you, and you hear something in her say audibly, "Did you get it?"
I'll reach into the pile of clothes that I put on the bed and produce the ring.
She looks at it, she looks at you, and she gives you one more look before curling up, laying down, and you see her lips move, and she says the word, "Good."
Alright.
Which is new to you.
Like, audibly says it?
She straight up speaks common at you and says, "Good," and lays her head down and falls asleep.
Barynor
It's a little shocking to you. You didn't expect that, and you the first time she spoke, she said something as well. It just kind of went over your head.
Sure. Barynor's gonna like shake his head at this point and like, man, I am tired. I'm hearing things. And I'm
Go ahead and roll insight.
Okay. Goddamn cats. Insight. Of all the things, that's a nat 20 for 23.
Okay. Yeah, I'm sorry. I was AFK for a second. No, I just got home.
Yeah.
Yes. So, with what Luna said, you kind of shake your head, try to get the cobwebs out. There are no cobwebs. You're thinking very clearly. Luna just spoke to you. So there's that. But
This keeps getting weirder and weirder.
yeah, curiouser and curiouser. You kind of wrestle with that. You're still not sure if you really heard that for sure or not. But the night drones on enough to where you are like, I'm just gonna chalk that up to being tired. The rest of you find the morning with a what sounded like some of you didn't like on your way out, but a familiar sound amongst the waves of a seagull or two.
Well, that means we're getting close to land then.
Most of you slept in a little. It is currently it's almost early afternoon. It's about 10 o'clock in the morning. Your slumber within the mansion was just that comfortable. It seemed like when Iona formed this version of it, she did a really good job, and it was extraordinarily comfortable. You all got a full 8 hours of sleep. Except for some of us.
For some of us that don't need that.
Do I have
And
a
except
point
and except for some of us that just didn't.
of- do I have a point
Except for some
of
girl.
exhaustion?
No, you do not have a point of exhaustion, although that would be funny.
It would be hilarious.
That would be pretty funny.
We just
Maybe
do
they're
this
going,
all
"We're dead."
You obviously you meet in the common area of the mansion first, but seeing as I'm at the helm of so many characters, I'm going to say that and Daunt. They kind of meet everyone. You're tugging on your clothes. You're tightening your straps and your weapons to your hips and stuff like that. And he's going to kind of pull his as he's hopping on one foot, pulling his boots on his feet. He's just going to say, "Well, it looks like today's the day. I wonder if you'd all be savvy to maybe eating with the crew today? One last time? What do you say?"
Sounds good to me. Barynor has put the bundle of clothes into the bag of holding.
Okay,
All right.
I have a question with passive, because I don't think she'd be actively looking for something. Can I tell if anyone naming no names may have been up to something?
No, I'm not giving you a roving a roving inspection of their emotions.
Giggling.
I'm going to say that Barynor is that good at stealing, and Daunt's pretty good at looking like other people enough to where he's pretty deceptive too. So their passive deception is way higher than your passive insight.
Okay.
Sorry. I will say that Daunt and Barynor both look more tired than any of you.
Like
Need some of that coffee.
Eddie Murphy's. Oh, I have my bottle of Boundless coffee. Here you go.
Yeah, you all watch Barynor sucking down on the endless font of coffee. He's just glug, glug, glug. It's not doing the job either. He's
Jeez.
tired.
Oh,
He's got dark circles under his eyes.
Do I want to know what you were doing with the crew last night?
You guys want to?
You know what? I don't want to know. I don't want to know.
You guys want to try Red Bull?
I really
I
like Red Bull.
Yeah.
I don't drink coffee.
Yeah.
Red Bull is just it's a enchanted potion that it's a flight spell.
Yeah. It's a haste. It's a haste spell.
Haste and flight at the same time.
Haste and flight.
Oh,
And it's called Red Bull.
Yeah.
That'd be.
Yeah.
It gives you cartoon pencil drawn wings.
Anywho. Yeah. Thank you, Courtney.
So Daunt is going to kind of, round the common area, and he's just going to quickly. It looks like he's going to make his way out of the mansion and make good on what he said. He looks like he wants to go eat with the crew, but he's going to kind of check in with each of you, and so he's going to start with Maven. He's like, "Well, did you manage to watch the weird spirit-like things on the water last night again, or?"
Oh no, I just kind of turned in.
Yeah, I didn't watch it either. Not
really?
my.
Put in an early night.
Yeah, I turned in early. It was I was very, very tired. Oh, very tired. And he kind of stretches his hands out. He's like, so tired. I might have overslept actually. But
Do I believe him?
well, he's gonna roll deception, and he's real good at it. And you can roll insight. Wow, I got a natural 8. It's still gonna be a 21.
Okay, let's see.
Warlocks.
Insight. I am proficient.
Oh
So,
shit.
Yeah, but you don't
Let's
have
see.
reliable talent.
I don't, but I did roll a 15, so that'll be 23 total.
Oh,
Ooh, sketchy.
I'm gonna
Not
give him
sure
a
if you believe him.
bombastic side eye and be like, okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
as soon as you kind of cock your head to the side a little, he's not gonna make eye contact with you, and he's just gonna be like, "So, how about you, chap?" And he's gonna kind of slap on his back a little, and not really wait around for an answer. And Dawn's just gonna kind of like mosey his way over to Ione, and he's like, "How about you, love? How's your day going?"
Okay, bear in mind, I was in the same room when this happened with Maven giving bombastic side-eye and Dawn refusing to meet her eyes.
Yeah, I'm gonna say that you clocked that. Sure.
Okay, can I do an
Maven's not
insight
hiding
check
it.
on
She's
that,
trying
or
to
is it
just,
enough
like-
that I've clocked it because bombastic side-eye?
Oh yeah, roll insight. It's low DC too. We're gonna DC this at 13.
Okay, yeah, for a 16.
Yeah, it'll be enough. I mean, he just kind of looks at you in the eyes, and as soon as he meets your eyes, he looks over at Maven. He looks back at you, and he's like, "What?"
Gotta keep my
I
eye on
understand.
you from now on. I don't believe.
Yeah, Iona sort of sighs, and you get the sense that something like this is kind of what she was worried about was if she actually did something romantic with Dawn, and this is kind of like, this is the confirmation of what she had been concerned about. And
He's gonna clock that you're looking at him too, and he's gonna kind of look your face up and down a little, and kind of giggle to himself as you are in real time, like wrestling with these thoughts that you're having. And he's gonna. You see his mouth curl into a playful smile, and he's say, "Relax, honey. Everything's all good. I'm a perfect little angel." And he's gonna cast a minor illusion and form a halo above his head.
Harder bombastic side eye.
And he's gonna kind of give you a nod of his head, like, as if to say, "Other than that, are you good?"
I thought that being a better person would mean having better survival instincts, but I'm starting to wonder if that's the case. And also, what did you do?
What did he do, indeed? He seems satisfied that you're, not feeling seasick, and you seem, well rested and put together. He's going to kind of tap your shoulder with his hand, give you another nod, and he's going to turn around and skip away.
I'm going to meet Maven's gaze in a, God, can you believe this guy?
She's gonna shake her head and roll her eyes.
In a, like, Maven, this is exactly, like, not saying out loud, but just with a look saying, Maven, this is exactly what I
They're
was
having
worried
a-
about.
Fabulous silent conversation that anybody looking could figure out.
Maven, do you
Yeah.
see this and see that I have dodged this particular bullet? And
Grab her tea and tip it up to you. You were right.
Island are just stuff that I just cannot be handling right now. And this is one of those things. And I'm going to take a stimulating draught of tea.
Maven's gonna very subtly into the earring be like, he's lying about something. He was not sleeping. An eye on that one.
Question is what he was doing, and if it's going to impact us, it's going to impact him, it's going to impact someone else. He's probably not going to tell though.
Hello, Noah.
Hello. Sorry I'm late.
Noah!
Okay.
No worries, man. Welcome to the party.
You find yourself in the common area of the magnificent mansion the morning after your dinner with the captain. And it seems like with the sound of seagulls, you may be close to land, although within the magnificent mansion, you can't really hear what's going on above decks. The day is yours. It is about 10 o'clock in the morning, whether through the mansion itself or provided by the crew. Breakfast is simple. Grilled sausage, hard-boiled egg, and kind of out the door.
So we're getting the grab and go option today.
Yep. It's pretty good, though. Is there anything anybody wishes to do in the mansion? As if you're somewhat close to land, it's curious as to how long you want to stay down here, or just pop out because the ship is leaving or something.
I'll say a devotional to the Platinum Dragon. Just praying for courage and to have the tools to do what's needed to be done in this unknown territory.
All right, let's have you make a religion check there.
Use my heroic inspiration to re-roll that.
Okay.
17.
17. Excuse me.
Yeah, you down from all the damn 29s and 33s we've been seeing all through the heist, but
right.
17's not bad.
Well, it's not a solid a connection to your faith as you've had in the past. It's just a silent confirmation to give you the courage to continue on this next weird leg of this journey. It also gives you time while you kind of are solemn and stoic and thinking of Silver Shores. Gives you time to sort of kind of pocket all of the things going on in your head as a whole. And it definitely kind of allows you to organize and compartmentalize the order of things that you want to do. That's what this sort of religious devotional moment grants you. It grants you a little bit of clarity. You come out of it not seeing the Platinum Dragon himself, or the mountain range, or the Canaries. You can imagine them, surely. But you come out of this with the thought of, all right, journey's over, or soon. Let's knuckle up and do what we came here to do. Anybody else got anything they want to do during the start of their day?
If we're also gathered in the common room after my private devotional, if we're gathering in the common room, I'm going to go ahead and use my musician skill to do an encouraging song.
Okay.
So, up to 5 allies will have heroic inspiration. So that would be...
Who's it gonna be?
Maven, Iona, Koza. Are the other two there in the common room with us, or are they out? Right.
Yuno is with you.
Okay, so
Dawn does not.
And then is Barynor there?
Barynor's there, but he's taking a long look into his boundless carafe of coffee.
Okay, so just those 4 then.
Okay. Gotcha. I will say it's
just trying to help impart some of that clarity that I just gained.
right on. You all see that Yuno has a snazzy red crystal necklace that looks like this at the table.
Okay, yeah, schnazzy.
He starts having red eyes, I'm killing the motherfucker.
So the little blob monster is absent then.
That's correct. You do not see the little blob monster.
Except for those
And
glowing eyes.
Yuno says, "What blob monster?"
Yeah.
What blob monster? Okay.
Where could it have gone?
We have no idea. We've never seen you wear clothes before and know what you wear every day. Okay. I can see the necklace. It's kind of...
Iona sort of looks over at Yuno and says, you realize that creature may very well outlive you. Even if you live too old, we don't know how long that lives. Honest question. If whatever is going on with you and that princess resolves itself in a way that isn't a political catastrophe, what is this going to be? Some kind of inheritance here? They get your magic items, they get some money, they get a red, presumably adult by that time, but who knows how long it takes for it to age, entity that you picked up in a cave? Is this how this is going to work?
He's going to go, correction, we picked up in a cave. And he looks down at it, and it looks like it doesn't look up at him. But he looks down at it, and he's like, look, Kirvish, Maven, Barynor, they were there. This thing's pretty harmless. I've done a lot of study on it. It seems like it's sort of a very infantile version of whatever it is we fought. It doesn't contain any hostility. It's not exactly, I don't think it's a child, even though it kind of came out of an egg-like thing. That was more of like a carapace to this organ that was inside of that thing's interior. And when we freed it, it's almost like, have you ever heard of like you know what a jellyfish is? And he kind of imagines and casts like a minor illusion of a jellyfish. He says, these things have a way of shedding their outer bodies and retaining a small, infantile version of themselves. And they can do that over and over and over again and be effectively immortal, older than elves. This thing might have something like that. Is it going to get bigger? I don't know. I'm not going to let it kill me or anybody with, what it can do. I think we can all agree that I'm not exactly that out of control, but it's very intuitive. And as he's sitting there, he kind of grasps it, and it immediately wraps itself around his hand like a cage, and it forms like 3 spikes of crystal that extend like Wolverine claws. And he goes, whatever I want it to become, it becomes. And I'm not exactly sure of the extent of its powers, but right now I can think through it, I can see through it. Kind of serves as any kind of familiar because it's bonded to me, I guess. And that lattice-like cage kind of liquefies and slimes its way up around his neck and reforms that crystal necklace. For now, it's my little buddy. And I promise I won't let it hurt anybody or bring danger to whoever we're dealing with.
All right, I'll kind of give a satisfied nod towards Yuno.
Well, Yuno's going to kind of munch on his food. He's also going to give everyone like a nod, like I'm going above deck. I'll see you up there. He's going to depart. You guys have been down here for about like 10, 15 minutes.
So, I know Daunt wanted to dine with the crew. We could have a good meal here before we head out.
Yep. Like I said, there's like a big bowl of steaming hard-boiled eggs. There's some greens. There's some jerky, and it's all pretty good. There's a little bowl of oatmeal for you guys to grab if you want, but it seems like everything is sort of made ready for you.
Or we could have a feast here in the mansion.
What about that fish that I helped catch?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's the feast.
How did my rations turn out?
Your salt fish?
Yeah, I assume I would have to go and collect those after they've been sitting out for a day
Okay.
or so.
You want to leave the mansion as well?
Yeah.
All right.
Just to check on the, I mean, if we're having a meal, obviously I'll come back, but
It's up to you.
Fine, I'll stay for the meal.
Okay. Do you want to, Iona? I don't know if you can effectively change this anymore, or if it's all kind of set in stone. But like I said, the eggs and the greens, that's what was in the mansion, not up in the crew quarters.
Yeah, I mean, the mansion I think says that it always has like a whole feast laid out for a lot of people. So there's presumably a lot of different things and a lot of, options. So there's various options. If we're all going out to eat with the crew, I own all go out with the rest of the group. But I don't know if we're all going out to eat with the crew.
Maven is going to probably just follow everybody else out.
Okay. Karish, Koza, I think you two are the last. What do you two want to do?
Probably we'll do the same and just follow everybody off the ship.
Jeez.
Well, you're not off the ship yet.
Or like up the deck.
Okay.
Last chance to have a decent meal before we're off to God knows where. Crew, okay, fine. We'll walk up.
Yeah, the resplendent meal that you have in the mansion, it's magic food. It tastes good, but it's not real. It nourishes you and it fills your stomach and it tastes really good going down, but as you kind of ascend the mansion one by one, you pass through the crew quarters towards a long table in the center of the ship where it doesn't look like everybody in the entire crew can eat here, but they probably do it in shifts. And this long table is kind of lined with sailors of all make and race and gender and size. There's huge hulking kind of like turtle folk with these huge shells. There's humans, there's half elves, not a lot of straight elves, and there's a few dwarfs and things like that. You see Daunt, he's sitting at sort of an emptier part of the table, but he's surrounded by a couple of guys. There's a sort of a really light pink skinned genasi with sort of flowing white hair. She's sitting across from Daunt, and she's wearing kind of like a long blue tunic with kind of gold epaulets on her shoulders. Looks like maybe she's got a little bit of rank. And you see Daunt is sort of, he's stuffing his face with eggs, and it all smells wonderful. Scrambled eggs, sausage, there's like stacks of toast, and people are grabbing food left and right. Daunt's sitting across from this genasi, and he looks like he's regaling some story, and the genasi's just kind of like her eyebrows are at the top of her forehead, and just kind of like leaning in as she also eats. And you can hear better now. People above decks sort of shouting orders, a lot of foot traffic.
Cool.
Yeah. Barynor, your fish was undisturbed. It did not rain.
Okay.
So you were able to dry your 10 strips of fish, salted fish. That's how you can label them. They're going to equal a ration apiece. Pretty good. Especially, I mean, not for nothing, like dried fish is dried fish, but when it's fresh, it's actually really good. Sure. And you kind of tug on one. But you can also smell breakfast below decks in the crew quarters.
Yes.
And you also round a corner, stuffing your rations into your sack, and as you sort of see where everyone kind of joined Daunt at the end of the table, you also catch eyes with him. And as you go to sit down, probably there's only room for you, maybe like 3 or 4 seats away. He just kind of he catches your glance, and he stops laughing at whatever story he was telling, and his expression just sort of settles that on a tight little grin. As he meets eyes with you, and his soft golden irises, they begin to glow and pulse and then go back to normal. And he just kind of gives you a very, very, very short nod from across the table.
I will return the nod and pulse my eyes purple.
Cool. He just kind of gives another little half a grin and then immediately launches back into his story of, when he was with the Crown Collectors early on in their gathering, and then regaling this woman across. And you see there's like a large dog sailor, like a dog folk, and he's leaning in and he's just giving Daunt this I do not believe a single word you're saying look, like very gruff and skeptical. He kind of looks like a Saint Bernard, and he just kind of tugging on what looks like a big chicken leg as he just sort of listens to this guy BS his way through breakfast. But most of you know that this is a true story, whatever it is he's telling. Breakfast is ended, and as people get up, someone else takes their place. Is there anything anybody wants to do during breakfast, or are we good to just scarf some sustenance and call it?
No, as I'm getting up, I'll come over and I'll just kind of like put my hands on top of Daunt's shoulders and just tell him, all right, time to go. Oh, and everything he said is verifiable, except that lady was wearing black shoes.
Yeah, he kind of, of course, I forgot that. Yes, black shoes indeed. All right, good eating with your chips, and good luck on your travels. And he's going to toss his dish in the big basin on the side and follow you all up to the top deck. Daunt is going to pass by Iona, and he's gonna kind of give you like a side hug, and he's like, "How you doing, lassie? It's good to see you this morning." And he's just gonna he's got like a glow about him. He seems like in really, really good spirits. You're not great at reading people, but this is on the sleeve of his arm. And he just kind of smiles at you and smiles at Maven, and he kind of grabs Koza by the big shoulder and slaps him a couple times in the back, and he's like, "Let's go."
I look at this and I'm like, all right then.
All right then. You emerge above decks, blinding light, as it is early midday, and the sun is nearly high in the sky. So you're all just sort of racked with a momentary blindness, and you can hear now sailors shouting orders. It sounds like they're readying things. Links of rope are being wrapped around masts, and sails are being adjusted, and there's lots of commotion on the deck of the ship. And you look out at what people are yelling and pointing at. You hear, "Land ahoy!" things like that. "Land ho!" "Prepare the rigging," things like that. You look out over the front of the ship, and you see this.
Is it getting like noticeably warmer yet?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Right now, over the waves, it's hot, which is weird because most of the time when you're over the ocean, it's pretty cool, even in the summer. It's getting hot where, I'll just say this, do with it what you will. Anything more than just a thin, long sleeve, and you're going to be so hot that I'm going to assign exhaustion.
Maven is taking off most of her vestment situation that she has going on and putting it in her bag.
Yeah,
You have the picture.
We can yeah, sure. We can do a what's everyone wearing next session for sure as you make it a little more known physically how this place makes you feel. But this far away from land, it looks like you're about maybe 5-6 miles away as you stand on the deck of the ship. Like I said, the seagulls are numerous. They're bleeding in your ear, and it's quite the welcome sight. You finally see land, and I'll say that Kravish, as you're kind of at the forefront looking over the rail, you notice this huge, massive either pile of rope or a big braid of rope just kind of laying across the deck, kind of in your way. You have to like tiptoe over it to see the island in the distance.
Mm-hmm.
And it's huge. It's like 3 or 4 feet in diameter, just laying across the deck, and it kind of like tapers to an end, and with these frayed wire, it looks like frayed edges. And someone else on the deck notices them, and they kind of look at it weird, and the rope wraps around the sailor's ankle, and the entire shaft of rope drags him overboard. You see him,
Well,
he splashes in the water.
What the heck?
Everyone
the fuck?
everyone nearby snaps towards him saying, "What was that?"
Yeah, I jumped back too. Like, what the heck?
So do we try to save him, or...
I'll say that Kravish, you and Maven are closer to him. On his way overboard, I'll give you a chance to make an athletics or an acrobatics check to see if you can just grab his fingertips.
Let's
It's going to be a high DC. He's moving fast, and you guys are
Make
only
an acrobatics check, Maven.
Yep. We're gonna see
you
how
have
this
to
goes.
dive forward. You got to dive forward to grab him, and it's going to be a 35 DC. He's moving quick, and you weren't expecting it.
Godlike.
Okay, let's see how this goes.
35.
Yeah, no, I would have to roll a natural 20. I got an 18. So 20.
All right.
That's obscene.
Yeah.
You dive forward, and he slips right through your fingers. You didn't even get the tips of your fingers around his wrist. He just kind of slips overboard. 4 sailors snap to. Oh, what was that? And just behind where this guy fell into the water, the ocean bulges upward with a spiky, slimy, slippery appendage rises out of the water 20 feet, 30 feet above the surface of the water, and regards all of you with no eyes, no mouth, just a tentacled, serrated razor tip. And that tentacle slams down onto the deck of the ship. I need everybody to go ahead and roll initiative, as something has just slammed down onto the ship. Let me move everybody over to the map. All right, folks, I will put people on board that need it, starting with Barynor. Barynor, super important question. Did you bring Luna up here with you, or is she still in the mansion?
He would be in the mansion still.
All right.
Where did the guy
Gaunt
go
is on
over?
the board.
Yeah, if
over
Maven
there.
and I were the closest, where'd he go?
Yeah, he would have gone over right here where everybody is, where all this activity is.
Okay.
Those at the back of the ship, I'll put back there. There is another tentacle rising, and looks like it's beginning to grasp hold of the ship. Super not cool.
There we go.
He's going to be back here. Yeah, he's going to be right there. Right there. All right. Just for reference, this lady down here, that is Lieutenant Anna Castillo. She was at the wheel. There are other sailors on the deck at the moment. There's an axe-wielding half-orc. There's a large bear person. He's very large. There's a dwarf holding on to 2 bundles of dynamite. And there are a couple of knife-wielding sailors over here, as well as there's someone holding an axe over there. So, let's see. Who still needs to be put on the board? Because I don't see everyone. I see Kravish, and you are too small, I think, Kravish. Or are you?
I am mighty.
Yes, you are.
Mighty big pain in the ass.
Here we go. All right, that's Kravish. Kravish big now. Okay. Koza, where's Koza?
I'm gonna need help Get out of the
Okay.
field.
Okay. Weird how you can pull your spiritual weapon out, but you can't plant yourself on the field. That's strange. Hold on, I'm trying to make you smaller. There you go. Okay. That should be everyone. Let's roll initiative for those that haven't yet.
Yes.
It's at a turn for him. Daunt is on the field. So are the sailors. Gets a 22. All right. 1, 2, buckle my shoe. 3, 4, 5, 6. We're missing Koza. All right, Koza, what's your? If you can input it, go ahead. But we gotta do your initiative.
Go ahead.
All right, good. All right, let's descend to this list and get started. All right, as per usual, Reddy's. He's just gonna go ahead and ready a fireball. He's not even gonna mess around with this. First thing he's gonna do is Misty Step. I feel remiss to think he would stay here. Just to the other side of the ship. Actually, you know what? He's gonna feel a little froggy. He's going to teleport all the way up here to the mast, where it looks like these things aren't really reaching for. They're kind of on the deck and grabbing folk. So he's going to be 30 feet up, kind of grabbing hold of the mast, and he's going to throw a fireball. And it's going to hit, obviously, over here somewhere. So I'll say it encapsulates this thing, but it doesn't touch the ship or anybody else. It needs to make a dex save. Wow, rolled really well. It actually, I'm going to say it auto-fails, because it's not moving. It can't, dodge anything. But it's going to take half the damage. Oh, boy. Let me roll that. I'm going to roll that publicly, actually. Maven, you would be next while I roll this damage.
We're going to be so shocked as to what she does.
Does she punch it?
Several times, hopefully.
Uh-huh.
I bonk. Bonk, bonk, bonk.
I'm going to bonk it 5 times, hopefully.
Hopefully 5 times. All right, go ahead and make your first attack. We'll see if you hit it.
Okay.
As I change the music up to combat music. Here we go. Bam.
24.
24 hits this creature. It's actually rather easy to hit, as it is a big, slimy, serrated tentacle.
Okay. So... 8 points of damage. 15. May or may not hit.
A 15, unfortunately, it hits it. It's just not enough. You feel it kind of slam into its flesh, and it's slimy. So your wrist kind of cuts to the right, and you accidentally sort of slide your arm off. Doesn't really do anything. First one hit though.
Okay. 28.
A 28 hits.
Okay. Natural 1.
Oh boy.
What the hell? And then 25.
25 does hit.
Okay. So
And Yuno's fireball is going to do 26, so 13 points of fire damage on this thing.
okay. 16, and 14. So that'd be 46 points of damage.
All right.
And that was my... And... Yeah, I think I'm good. I think I'll stay where I'm at.
Okay. So this tentacle in the lower left, as I accidentally zoomed way out. Hold on. Ugh. Okay, this guy down here is going to raise up and slam back down, and it's actually going to move itself around. How do I do that? Oh, I think I'm on the wrong layer. Yep, okay. It's going to kind of curl itself. Oop, that's the map. I should change these to a different layer. Gonna token layer. Sorry guys, behind the scenes crap. And it's just gonna move. I'm trying to get it to move so that it can hit Barynor too. Sorry, Barynor.
Sure.
Yeah, it's gonna do one of these. Yeah, it's gonna hit Barynor, and it's gonna hit Koza, and it's gonna hit this sailor over here. I need everyone to make dexterity saving throws that's getting hit. This guy up here is also going to shift. He's on the map layer too. Let me move him. Okay. He's going to shift and slam down and hit you three. I need you three to make dexterity saving throws, please.
Dexterity saving throw.
Natural
Swear to God.
20 for 30.
If I roll another 6, I'm going to be pissed.
All right. If you fail a dex of 15...
That's what I rolled, because I rolled a 4.
Okay, Koza miss it. Koza, you accidentally trip and fall, and this thing lands on your leg. You take 36 points of bludgeoning damage as it performs a power slam. Kravish, you got 26. You're good. Barynor got a natural 20. You got a 15. So those with evasion take nothing. And those that passed, you only take 18. Of bludgeoning. All right. Out of the water, you see another tentacle. Rises right here. And actually, you know what? Not that side of the ship. Not that side. Let's...
Okay, it's okay.
Let's do this. It's gonna be over here. Sorry, Iona. Welcome to the party.
I had a feeling it was where you were gonna go next, yeah.
In its place, in the water, I'm gonna say Daunt and Koza. You barely see this. But Maven, not Kravish. Kravish, you are like, you just got smashed by this leg, or this tentacle. Maven, you definitely spot something in the water over here, and right now, not that. It looks like that. You see that?
Yeah, great. I'm so excited about this.
Oh, joy.
Be like, there's a big ass fucking thing in the water, guys.
Big ass fucking thing in water. Check.
In the water. I don't know. Do you know what else to call this?
Everybody, by the way,
we'll just
on
put
the
it
deck.
Dance for short.
Yeah, everybody on the deck that is that we see here, these are just the fighting capable. I didn't want to litter the deck with however many people would be on there. There's more sailors, but they don't seem capable of combat, so we'll just leave them out of it. Daunt is up next. He is going to fire 3 Eldritch Blasts. This arc, this energy, he's going to shoot all the way across the map. So the DC is going to be a little, or the AC is going to be a little higher, but he's going to shoot it at this tentacle up here. 3 Eldritch Blasts. That one's going to be a 21. That one is going, that's a natural 20. The other one's a natural 16. So all 3 of these are going to hit. And Iona, as this tentacle just kind of hovers above you, it's huge, it's immense. If you were to grasp even the tip of it, you couldn't wrap your arms around it. And it looks like it's just about to slap down on top of you. Before you have a chance to even try to dive out of the way, you see 3 of these concussive blasts of greenish black energy across the field, which opens a huge wound in the tip of this tentacle and forces it, I'm going to say it forces it to recoil a little bit. It is now just within your melee range instead of being on top of you. And this kind of white Icarus fluid splashes out of it, and you just kind of look over your shoulder, and Daunt just gives you this nod of "I gotcha" as he turns, and it looks like he's going to ready an attack somewhere else. Koza, you are next with Iona on deck.
I am going to cast Call Lightning at, let's say, 4th level.
Okay.
And I'm just going to center it, like, right over the ship.
Right over the ship centered on what?
We'll say the center mast.
Okay. Are you going to cast a lightning bolt onto the ship?
No, it lets me choose an area within... Let me see. Choose a point you can see within range. A bolt of lightning flashes down. Yeah. It just lets... It summons a storm cloud that I can then strike with lightning from.
Okay. Alright. So you got all of a sudden, like Storm from X-Men, this black cloud just materializes right above where Yuno is. He just kind of looks up like, oh crap. I'm standing next to a big wood mast.
I'm going to hit one of these. I'm going to hit this tentacle right here.
Okay.
I guess it's got to make a dex save.
Alright, it has terrible dex. That's pretty good, but he's got him to -2, so that's a 16.
Hang on. That just passes.
What is your DC? 15?
It's 16.
Okay. Yeah. I rolled high, sorry, bud.
He does take half damage, though.
Okay.
So this is... Oh, we'll roll 4d10.
All spends.
Okay, so that's... all that 8 lightning damage.
Alright,
9.
yeah. I mean,
Would it be 9?
that'd be 9.
Okay,
Oh, yeah.
9 lightning damage.
9.
Yeah, it tears through the tip of this thing, and I'll say that it, at least, not sure if it's going to matter, but you back it off of Barynor a little bit.
Yay! And then, as a bonus action, I'm going to summon my spiritual weapon.
Okay. Let me know if you can't do that.
Yeah. Come on, why is it giving me trouble now? I'm going to need help
There you
putting
go.
it in the field. I'll just put it above me, like right here.
Can you
I'll
move it?
say... I can move it. Okay.
Alright. Cool.
Alright, so that's just a melee weapon attack, so... +3. Ooh, very nice. Does a 21 hit?
Yes, it does.
Alright, well then that's...
21 does hit.
Can I retroactively have cast this at 3rd level?
Sure.
Okay, then I get an extra d8.
That's it, though.
So
That's all the help you
Is
get.
that 2d8 or 1?
Call your spells from
2d8.
now on.
Alright, that's another 8 slashing damage.
Damn. Alright. Right on.
But that's all I got.
You carve it up. You carved it up good. Iona, you're next. Barynor, you're up after her.
Okay, so how close is the tentacle to me? Are we talking like within 5 feet or?
Yes, like I said, it's within melee, but it's not. It's no longer hovering over you, ready to slam onto you.
Okay. In that case, I am just going to immediately Spirit Guardian. Good.
Alrighty. That
I don't
is gonna. I gotta do your little aura. What color you want your guardians to be?
I've done the aura. Unless it's
okay.
not coming through where you see it.
Oh no, I see it.
Yeah.
I cannot.
Yeah, I gotcha.
Okay.
Gotta change
So-
the permission to see. Bink.
Oh, there we go.
I have seen the light.
Okay, that's gonna catch 2 of these guys in their tentacles. One is going to be a 14. The other one is a natural 2, so it's a 0.
Okay, yeah, and that's not gonna get either for a save, so that's 19. And Because I can't do 2 leveled spells in the same turn, can I? So I think I'm just going to... No, actually, I need... No, because that's an action, so I can't bonus action. In that case, I may just stay there. I may just have that be it. And we'll see what happens next.
I'm gonna take a wild guess and say that these. Hold on, let me back this sprite up to back. There we go. Okay, I'm gonna take a wild guess that this sailor and this sailor are being counted as allies. Correct? I feel comfortable saying that. Okay. Alrighty. If you're not gonna move and you're done acting, Barynor is next.
You just answered the question I was about to ask about the allies thing.
Okay.
Barynor is going to have a look of absolute glee that everyone is going to be confused about why. As he reaches down and pulls out 2 daggers that he's never had the chance to use before.
Oh no. I'm
Dawn
Because a
is
collective
going to clock your glee.
great.
Alright, what are these daggers?
These are the Sidrolite daggers.
Uh-huh.
They were given to me in the very first session we had together.
Wow.
I haven't been able to use them because they're twice as effective against water creatures.
Twice as effective against water creatures. Nice. I doubt I gave you an item card. I don't think I was doing that back then, did I?
No.
No. Well, I'm going to make a ruling and say that any attack against this creature is at advantage, and you get to double your damage.
Well, yeah, the double the damage was already in the description, but advantage works, thanks.
Yeah, come on, carve it up. Let's do this. Let's light this candle.
All right. I'm going, considering that little guy next to me is a friend, I'm going to carve up pretty much the end of this tentacle right here.
Okay. I mean, I feel like a kraken or whatever this thing is, wink wink, it's like an objectively easy to like vilify creature. We can all be cool with hating it.
Yes. Oh, Hunter's Mark.
Woohoo!
First.
Yay, Hunter's Mark. Woo woo. Get that.
All
Get that nat 20. Okay.
So this thing is crooked, so I shudder to think of where this little icon is going to sit. Oh, right there. Yeah. It definitely looks like it's over Koza, but it's not.
Yeah. Okay. How are we ruling this one?
What do you mean? It does double damage. So do damage for the natural 20 and double that. Yeah.
Okay.
Like it.
Okay. So
you can use the 9, double that to 18, and then double that.
Jesus. 36.
Yep. Okay.
Okay.
All right.
That's the. Oh, and plus Hunter's Mark. And plus sneak attack damage.
Queen.
So wait, do I double the sneak attack damage as well?
No.
Oh,
No, you do not.
Man.
Nice try. I appreciate the hustle.
But it's
I thought on a
it's a
crit.
nat 20.
I thought on a crit you would.
Well, look that up. Is that the only damage that's doubled is just the base damage of the dagger.
Right. I'm accepting of that, but would the crit damage not be doubled because of the nat 20?
I'm looking it up.
Okay. I'll accept whatever rule you have on this, so because I don't think we've had this many combinations together.
Yes, rolling a natural 20 doubles all damage dice associated with the attack, including your sneak attack dice.
Okay. So
but here's the thing: your sneak attack dice is not included in the water dagger's doubled damage. You can double the damage because it's a natural 20.
Right, I'm agreeing with this. So we have 36 already, and then we're doubling 19 as well.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
So 38.
So I'm going to say
plus
this. So go ahead and add all that up. And as you do math, I will describe what happens, because you stab this thing with the first dagger, and I don't even remember. I don't even remember how I described these things, but I feel I'm being pulled in the direction of like a turquoise spiral twisted handle with like this like greenish bronzy, real shiny metal in the dagger, and it's real kind of narrow and thin like a stiletto. And as you shove this into this thing's flesh, it's almost like it cauterizes and like the skin spreads apart. It's so sharp and just covers you in this slimy, foamy, white Icarus blood-like fluid. As you it's easily the flesh is giving way. It's like you're carving a squid's flesh. It's not nearly as hard and tough for the other guys as it is for you with these daggers.
Mm-hmm.
What do you got?
That would be, if I'm doing my math correctly, 74 points of damage.
Oh boy. So this appendage recoils away from the ship, way away, like over here, and you see this face or shape that's over here retreats briefly, and then rises once again.
Absolutely. It's getting bigger.
Okay. Right. Close this one. There we go. From there to there. Okay. And then I'm going to move over next to Iona, and with my second attack, hit this one.
All right.
Because that was just one attack.
Yes, it was. It was a lot. It was a lot.
22 with the second one.
22 hits.
Okay. For 16 points of damage. And then I'm going to use the light and nick properties to do a third attack. So dagger, dagger, dagger.
Dagger, dagger, dagger.
For 29. This is offhand, so it doesn't have the modifier. So that's 8 more points of damage. So that's 24 points of damage on that one.
Nice.
Between those two attacks.
Well, shit. You done humdinger that lower left one for sure, and put the screws to the one that's hovering over Iona. Iona, you definitely feel a little relieved having one of your compatriots sidle up next to you. If that's the end of your turn, though, it is Kravish's turn up next.
That is the end of my turn.
All right, go for it, Kravish. You got one of these tentacles, like, it's not on top of you to where you're prone, but it's on top of all of y'all. Yep. Corey, we got you?
Leave.
Oh, no.
I'm going to use my bonus action to cast Draconic Flight, so I can get out above things right about here. I'm going to use my action to cast Bigby's Hand.
Bigby's Hand!
Have one brain cell.
It's you have one brain cell and it's fighting for third. Fighting no one, but still fighting.
And since I did it just casting, I am going to...
It's large, right? Your hand?
It's large. It's large.
Yeah, okay. There you go.
All right. I am going to use... Actually going to be cast right closer to here because I am going to use it for Grasping Hand. I'm going to attempt to grapple the tentacle.
Okay. It needs to make a strength save. It has an
Dex
ungodly
save.
amount of strength. Oh,
It's
Dex.
a Dex
Really?
save.
Really?
Yes.
Wow. That sounds a little ill balanced, but I'll
It's in there.
oblige.
Grasping Hand.
I gotcha.
Dex saving throw.
That's going to be a 14. Yep, 14. 14 on its dex. It rolled pretty high.
DC was 17.
All right, so you got it.
It is grappled.
Yeah. It's not going nowhere.
Okay, so I got that held up above the deck there.
Uh-huh.
And I'm like, you can move now. Looking towards those guys.
Okie doke. Anything else on your turn, bud?
No, that will do it.
Okay. Point of order. Iona, you dropped, or you threw down Guardians. I don't even think I rolled Wisdom, because it has to make a Wisdom immediately, right? Did I do that already? I don't think so.
I think you did
Yes,
on...
you did.
Yeah, you did.
Okay.
Yeah, because I remember you saying what you got, so... Yeah.
Did you roll damage? Oh, you already rolled damage. That's right. It
Yeah.
kind of does that all at the same time that you roll it.
Yeah.
Okay, my bad. Okay. Kirbysh, is that it for you?
That is.
All right. The crew is next, and on their turn, you do see a number of tentacles rise out of the water as if responding to this threat of immense damage. One of them is going to be... Let me actually spin. I wish it was a little... It's not very easy to see the borders on these sprites when you highlight them. I wish they just glowed white or something, but they're like a pale purple. It's hard to see the part of the thing you need to move. There we go. Okay. One of them is going to show up... Oh, see, I flipped it and it screwed it up. Okay. One of them is going to end up right here next to Daunt and Koza, rising out of the water. This is going to count as a legendary action, folks. And another one is going to show up right over here. Blam! And it's actually going to grab hold with this sailor. But can't do much of anything right now. And I'm going to say that it just withdraws this one that got seriously messed up by Barynor. That one goes under the water. Okay. The one that just appeared next to Lieutenant Anna Castillo, she's going to turn towards it. She's going to make 3 strikes with her cutlass. That's a natural 20. That's not very good. That is an 18, but it still hits. And that's an 11, which is more, it's a 21. Okay. All 3 hit, and a natural 20. Let's do... Yeah, Lieutenant Castillo got a good hit in. How about that? Good for her. That's awesome. Let's do one at a time. Anytime I do more than one, it doesn't factor in the extra damage correctly. Okay, her first attack that hits is a 16, which is 10 plus... Actually a 10. It's double damage. 21. And then another that hits is a 15. 36. And another 15. Nice. All right. Yeah, she carves this one up to the point that it's actually going to back away from Daunt a little. Lieutenant Castillo, wachwa. Okay. This guy's going to move up.
For Daunt to get an attack of opportunity?
Kind of. I guess. He's gonna pull his rapier out, and he's going to hit it. And he's going to do 12 points of slashing. Kervish looking out for Daunt. Nice. Like to see it. Yeah, this guy's going to move up and aid his friend. 2 attacks from his axes. Neither of them are going to hit. Wow, I just rolled a 2 and a 3. But his buddy has a couple of daggers. Barynor, I believe you're nearby. Kind of. Nah, you're not. You're all the way at the front of the ship. It's going to bury his daggers down there. Both of those are going to hit. Actually, that's a bad roll. Hold on. There. Not quite as much damage. But he rolled higher. Okay, that's a 16 from one. A 13 from another. The bear guy is going to turn around. He's going to move over here. And he's going to stab it with his trident. Yeah, it's a 24. 16 points of piercing damage. I'm saving the dwarf with the dynamite for last. This guy's got some axes. He's going to stab at the tentacle with his axes. Both of those will hit. One axe for 16 again. One axe for 14. All right, that will conclude everyone else. This guy right here is going to straight up run over to where you guys are, and he's going to throw one of his dynamite bundles that he just lit with. He's got little burning cannon lighter wicks burning in his beard, and he's gonna touch one to the dynamite stick in his beard, and he's gonna throw it up in the air. I shatter the thought. Does your Bigsby's hand, does it have an AC? Can I attack it?
Yes, you can.
Okay, can it make a dex save?
I don't think so. It has AC 20 and hit points equal to my hit point maximum.
Okay, so if it's got hit points equal to your maximum, I'm going to say it borrows some of your stats. So yeah, have it make a dex save, because this thing's blowing up as you're next to it. Or your Bigsby's hand is next to it, because it blows up way up here.
So the Bigby's hand or me and Bigby's hand?
No, just Bigby's hand. It's not near you. It didn't throw it anywhere near you.
Save.
Yeah. Using your dex.
19.
Okay, 19 is enough. It's enough, but it blows up a huge section of this thing, which plasters just sinew and wet, sloppy, snail-like flesh all over the place, including on Maven, including on his axe-wielding friend, and on Kravish. You are now slimy, and it and Bigsby's hand takes 39. Bigsby's hand takes half of that, which would be 15 plus 2 is 17. 18, right? No, 17.
19.
Yeah, round down 19. Points of fire damage as it just blasts. Oh, that's a good point, Barynor. Maven, I'm going to let Sunny on the field as...
Oh, yeah.
Perfectly understandable. He was flying around, didn't quite notice this at first, but he made his way down here in a hurry. So on your turn, I'll let you act for him first. And let me make him big. Give him a turn equal to your... He's going to act on your turn, if that's okay.
That works. It works so good for me.
He's going to materialize right here. Good looking out, Barynor.
Hey, you know.
And he's super large too, isn't he? You said he's an adult dragon.
He's he's large, but he's got the body of an adult dragon, I guess. Maybe a small adult. He's big though.
He's just a little guy.
Just a baby.
He's just my baby.
Baby. That's gonna end his turn.
Oh Lord, he coming.
All right.
Tiny baby.
Yuno is going to shift away from this tentacle, which is too close for his liking. He's going to move all the way over here to the edge. I'm going to make him roll acrobatics. What the hell? Because he's balancing on the edge of the thing. And he does all right. He gets an 18. He is going to say, all right, let's see what this does. And he is going to cast Shatter and he's going to center it just to the point where it's not going to hit anybody, but he's going to aim for this guy over here with his shatter spell. I believe I got to make a con save. Let me look it up. It's a 10-foot radius. Has to make a con saving throw. This thing has ridiculous con, and it's going to roll a natural 18. That's pretty good. So, yeah, this thing. Jesus, it's got a 7 con. So shatter does 3d8, but he'll take half. He'll definitely take half. Okay, that is 14 points of thunder damage. It is organic matter, so it doesn't actually shatter. So he kind of looks at what this spell did to this crack in the thingy. He's be like, all right, well, that didn't really do as much as I thought, but it's good to know that now. And as
Not
he
a
says
failure,
that,
it's a learning opportunity.
that's right. You see this face under the waves descend a little bit and then return to the surface, fully above the surface, and it crests the waves.
I hate this so much. That's so gross.
It is Maven's turn. While you act, I'm going to make it even grosser.
Great.
More
Right?
tentacles.
Can't wait, right?
Yeah, I'm just gonna whack it 5 more times. 25,
25 hits.
14, 16,
Sorry, I clicked the wrong thing on my phone.
27,
27 hits.
23.
23 also hits.
Okay, the other two were 15 and 14, and I didn't think.
No, they do not. Unfortunately, it's this thing. It's slippery. It's slimy. It doesn't cooperate the way you'd hope. It's like slimy and slick, but it's also sticky.
15 minus 17.
It's like not
28.
okay.
28 plus 9 is 37 points of bludgeoning damage.
Okay. And Maven, I'm gonna say that since this thing has been openly wounded continuously by you, your party, and the crew, I need you to make a strength saving throw. As this thing, as I said, it's very sticky, and your fists are starting to like attach to parts of its body that you hit.
Okay, 25.
All right, 25. That's enough. No problem.
Okay.
No problem. All right. It's going to use its. Sorry. You're not done yet.
Oh no, because I was just gonna go for Sunny, but if you're gonna go in between us, then.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay, well I can't move
Have
that
Sunny
one for
act.
Sunny. So here's the tiny Sunny over here.
Oh, my bad. Let me get rid of it. That's fine. I'll make him big. I don't know why you guys can't change the size of your own sprites. That doesn't make any sense.
I was able to, oh yeah, I couldn't do Bigby's hand either.
Okay.
There we go.
It's a little
There
too
you-
big. Hold on. There you go.
And would he be big enough to do both a bite and a tail? Like the tentacle, would that be big enough? Or do I need to do a bite and a claw for the multi-attack?
I don't believe the tail counts as a multi-attack. Is that what it says? What did I
Yeah, it
send
says
you?
one bite with one multi-attack with one bite, one with tail or claw.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, you
I'm
can
gonna
bite
do the
and flip it around. Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, so that'll be roll. A natural 20 for Mr. Sunny.
Awesome.
Love it. Hold. It'll be 21 with the bite, and then 29 to hit. 6. The 6 plus 6 is 6 plus 11 is 17 more.
All right.
18 and 17 is 35.
Cool. So I'm going to say that this tentacle has been shredded to the point where it's retreating, and there's been so much damage to it that Kravish, your Bigsby's hand actually holds, because I'm guessing it like holds it fast, right? It holds it from moving.
It's not moving.
Yeah. So the flesh around where Bigsby's hand has grasped it starts to tear. It rips free, pulls it away, and now Bigsby's hand has the tip of a tentacle in its hand.
Okay.
And this thing's going to FO and slip under the water.
I ain't dealing with that crazy. Something, no, Mom.
Mm-hmm. All right. So this creature backs up in the water right around here. And it's going to make two slam attacks.
Before that, it needs to make its wisdom save on that one tentacle.
Yes, it does. That one tentacle does really, really lousy because I don't think they have good wisdom. Oh, they have great wisdom, actually. That's an unnatural 20. So roll your damage.
Still gonna take off.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll be taking 9.
Uh-huh. All right. It fizzles and sizzles, but doesn't leave. So this tentacle right here is going to shift. This tentacle here is going to shift. This tentacle here is going to make a slam attack against all 3 of these guys. So I'm going to make a dex save for those 3 first. The bear gets a natural 20. Surprisingly, it's like an immense, huge creature. Oh boy. The little axe guy down here got a natural 1, but his dagger friend got a 19. So... That's easy to do. And that's going to be half of this for 2 of those guys. All right. 17, which would be 8 for both of them. All right. So down here, this tentacle is going to try to grapple with Daunt. He's going to make a strength saving throw, and he's going to get an 8. This thing has an immense strength. That's going to fail. So I'm going to roll a d4, and 1 and a 2 goes after Barynor. 3 and a 4 goes after Iona. Not plus 10. All right, Barynor, make a strength save, DC 30.
3-0?
3-0.
I literally can't make that.
All right.
I can do it. Try for a nat 20.
Try for a nat 20.
It neither work either way, so.
Yeah, this thing is a gigantic, literally giant muscle.
Okay.
It wraps around you, grabbing you, and not Iona. And it's going to dangle you way up in the air. It's going to move you around to the front of the ship and over here. And at the same time, it looks like it grasped Daunt. Let me see if I can grab both of them. Yes, I can. And it's going to dangle him up in the air over this creature's head, where you see from under the waves a lower jaw form right here. Right there. There we go. And it dangles Barynor, and it dangles Daunt over its mouth and starts to open as this creature's mouth fills with seawater. You can barely see a razor-lined tunnel of a throat leading to the depths below. All of you now see your friend being grabbed and dangled over this mouth.
Oh,
Go ahead, Iona.
Did I get attack of opportunity because it moved out of my range when it grabbed?
Yeah, absolutely. I'll give you one. Absolutely.
Okay, yeah. In that case, I'm just going to say it would have been quick, so she'd have gone for her dagger and going to use this. 12. I'm guessing a 12 doesn't hit.
A 12 does not hit this thing's tough hide.
Well, she made her point.
Yes, she did.
Your allies can dangle over a giant mouth.
Yeah, you hit it, damn it.
My friends.
You definitely hit it. As this thing dangles your friend, you swipe at it and just grabs him around it's got you by the leg, not even your ankle. It's wrapped around your thigh. You can feel the pressure. This thing's immense strength. It dangles you over this lamprey-like mouth in the middle of the ocean on the side of this ship. And that is where we're going to end the session.
Oh.
Of course. Of course.
Oh, fine.
Ah!
You said it has
All the
me
way
by
down
the
the
ankle?
Tune in next
No,
time.
it's like fully wrapped around your leg.
Great.
Okay, but my arms are still free.
They are. Your arms are
Okay.
still free. It is wrapped around Daunt's by the waist, however.
Okay. I have a plan
yeah.
on how to get out of this, but I don't know how I'm going to help Daunt.
Can't wait. Awesome.
Oh,
All right, folks.
Great.
Damn. That was a good one.
Yeah, that was fun.
That was great.
Man, that was a cool heist.
Hell yeah, dude. Hey, man, that was fun to watch you work, for real. Respect.
I missed the heist.
You did. It worked out real well.
Oh,
We're gonna have
man.
to do it.
Yeah, you'll never hear the end of it now. There'll be no living with them after this.
well, the whole thing is that Daunt's going to be the only one who knows.
That is true, unless there are those in the party that wish to figure out what Daunt was up to, and you're not sure if Daunt is the keep state secrets type, or if he wants to brag. You don't know.
I really don't know. I don't know. I'm trying to figure out if she wants to know. I'm trying to figure out what her assumption would be that he was doing. Work on that.
Yeah.
Really,
all right, folks.
I need
Well,
to-
that was
Just have to have a damn thing.
that was awesome. I think honestly that a lot of me is in this ship arc, my love for the sea, but I think that this has been a really great, fun session, and you guys have really stepped up the role play. I don't know what it is about being cramped on a ship, unable to move, but people just love talking to each other.
Well,
It only took us. It took us 3 years to warm up to each other.
There's
that's
nothing you on the ship too, so
Yeah.
There are things to do on the ship, but
I would like to
that's
walk
not
around
for-
on the ship.
I want to look at the water, and now I want to go back under decks again.
Yes.
All right. Well, it looks like the March 7th is our next session. And again, I did say I wanted to finish the ship arc before we do a one shot, and we'll see how everybody feels at the end of next session. If we want to do a one shot or we want to continue with the campaign. But I did want to maybe break it up if everybody's into it. We'll see. But March 7th, the Crown Collectors hopefully don't experience the Kestral sinking at the hands of a giant sea monster. But it looks like you guys are kind of helping to handle it here.
Doing our best, okay?
Yeah, you're doing your best. And your best, we'll see if your best is enough. I think it will be. So, yeah. And, after that, it looks like you guys are real close to docking at Baraxos and getting onto this island. Turn on your tropical hats, and we'll see what everybody's how everybody deals with not dry heat.
Not well.
I foresee
I'm gonna need
a lot of frizzy hair.
Oh, I'm giving you a warning ahead of time. I'm going to be a whiny little bitch.
I'm gonna need
Yay.
about 85 hair ties.
You know what? I think I can be okay with that.
Yeah.
You know who I'm glad is not with us for being in this heat? Axton.
Oh my god.
Oh yeah.
That full plate. Oh my.
Full plate armor in the jungle. Yeah, that won't creak or make noise ever.
Definitely no rust involved.
Yeah.
Nope.
Well, I don't think his armor could rust anymore, but it would still.
But still.
squeak.
Hi, baby.
Yeah, but it's funny if it does.
Yes. Planka.
All right, folks, I'm hopping off. That was a lot of fun. I can't wait for this this section. I have so much to plan. I love it when something ends in battle because it gives me time to plan how it ends and all that stuff. So we'll see you next time, though. Okay.
Okay.
Yar.
Good.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.